Why, hello there. I do not think anyone is here yet. Oh, there's someone. Hello, CMD Block. Hi. Hello there. How's it going? Let me reshape this chat box a little bit. So stream is, hi Alpha Wolf. Hello, Evelyn. Hello, people. Stream is tonight instead of Monday because I work tomorrow. So because I work tomorrow, I am here streaming tonight. I started streaming more on Mondays because I work every Sunday morning and it's like my early morning shift, and it's like I have to get up early and I usually stay up late, and so it's just a whole thing where I never get a lot of sleep on Sundays. And I just don't like, I feel like I'm more entertaining when I've had a full night's sleep. But maybe that's wrong. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's actually more entertaining when I'm sleep deprived and like in a fugue state. Maybe that's better. Skylar, hello. Lyra, hello. Jamila, hello. Peta, hello. Hi, everybody. Freddie is begging for attention as per usual. He is trying desperately to get me to love him and love on him, which is not a bad thing. He's a very affectionate cat. He's just a little needy sometimes. Just a little needy. Yeah. Yeah. No, but he's a sweet boy. He's a very sweet boy. Stream is I don't want to say fueled by, because like there's no caffeine in this. What would it be? It would stream is I don't want to say lubricated with, is hydrated. I'm hydrated with Waterloo right now. You know what I mean. One Love, hello. Haley, hello. I started playing Hollow Knight again last night. You only got halfway through last time. I'm gonna open this. I wonder if that was ASMR, but I got the orange vanilla Waterloo. It's kind of amazing. Orange vanilla Waterloo is like, it's goated. It's incredible. Hollow Knight is really good. I never beat it. I actually played I played it a little bit on a prior streaming venture that I was doing. And yeah, I never got all the way through it. It's a very great game. Hollow Knight is amazing. So I definitely should go back through it and just like play it on my own. So an issue came up here in Los Angeles, California about gender marker. I mean, do tell. Do tell. I'm not gonna lie, I am so sleepy. I'm probably gonna rant about some stuff, but honestly, like my thoughts are not all in order about what happened this past week. Since I do like the weekly stream, usually I just end up talking about politics on the stream, that like things that happened during the week, and just sort of ranting about stuff. Oh, delicious. And a friend went to renew her license because their federal government DMV, she had to put mail on the marker even with court order. How do we combat this? License. Federal government DMV. Isn't that I'm not quite sure I understand, because aren't the DMVs run by the state? Like, isn't that a state thing? But I don't live in California, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that there. Like, as far as I was aware, gender markers on like a license or whatever would be entirely based on state stuff. And I mean, that's not to say that a state could deny people. Fred is being super. I mean, there are states that can use the federal stuff happening as like a justification to block state stuff, but you would see that mostly in red states. I'm not entirely sure what's happening there. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like as far as documentation goes, we're kind of screwed for now. You can try to, yeah, you can try to have it appealed, or you can try to do something, but like as far as documentation goes, there are not very many avenues of recourse on a state level, though. In California, that seems really odd. Like I would look into that more and see like maybe if that can be changed. Yeah, I would. I'm surprised to hear about that too. And I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Like, I mean, maybe I don't want to say it was like an individual action of like someone who's transphobic or something in the agency or whatever, but that might like at the DMV that your friend went to. Um, but hi there, Sora. But the primary thing I want to talk about on the stream is the fact that I'm sure you have all heard that the funding bill stuff was a lot, and essentially the hello Jennifer. Um Essentially the Republicans put forward a continuing resolution which allows them to fund the government for 7 months or whatever. And it's different than the budget bill, but it's not really any better. It's just like the budget bill that they passed, but like less of it. And the Democrats were poised to kill it in the Senate and prevent that, like using cloture. They can basically you need a supermajority. You need 60 votes to get past that. And so they were gonna kill the continuing resolution and hold on. And then they were going to basically the government would have shut down. And hey Jackie. And so this was all set up, and we were kind of like prepared for that. I mean, like the government shut down would be bad. It's not necessarily good, but like the stuff that's in the continuing resolution kind of like codifies a lot of what Elon Musk is doing into law. Like essentially the continuing resolution codifies some of those budget cuts into law, which is a very scary thing, because that means that like now the executive branch can like cut a bunch of stuff whenever they want, and then after the fact try to get Congress to codify it into law with a new budget. That's a very dangerous precedent to set for the country. And so obviously the Dems were thinking, yeah, let's kill this continuing resolution. At the very least, let's force concessions out of the Republicans. Like the Republicans have all the avenues of power, so eventually something needs to get passed to fund the government. But like, get some concession, like do something. And it looked like everything was normal until all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the one and only Chuck Schumer received a phone call. And the phone call was someone calling him saying, hey, we are the people funding you, and we have demands. And essentially he got pushed to vote for the cloture thing, which pushes the continuing resolution. Like it's already signed. I think Trump already signed it. So that continuing resolution has gone in. It is past all the hurdles. All because of Chuck Schumer, because Chuck Schumer decided to do the thing. Now, I want to be as fair as possible. Like I'm not just here to attack him relentlessly, although I'm probably going to do that as well. I'm also here to explain what he said. This is so stupid. Apparently, so Chuck Schumer said that like the government shutting down would be worse than passing the continuing resolution, because in a government shutdown. Oh, hold on, my camera is kind of like at a weird. Yeah, it's better. Um, apparently, if the government were to shut down, Trump would have like unlimited power to like furlough people and like lay people off, and like there's no recourse or something. And now I very much doubt whether that's the case. But even if that was the case, it is not like the continuing resolution was their only recourse. Like, like they're not going to be able to do enough damage. Like, okay. Like, I think AOC said it in an interview. Like, they could have passed something that would have funded the government for like 30 days while they negotiated uh, uh, something else other than the continuing resolution. Like, there were other opportunities to do things. They could have stood their ground, and they could have forced the Republicans' hands. But the Democrats are weak, and Schumer is filthy and corrupt by money. So they told Schumer to let the bill through because it would essentially because of the economy. Like the economy is cratering right now. Like we are like flying towards a recession. Like the economy is not in a good place. Like all indicators are down tremendously from the Biden administration. And if the government were to shut down, it would affect business. Stocks would go down. Faith in the government would go down. Is my camera set to mirror image? My brain is so tired that I don't know how to. Does that mean that like it's like the opposite or whatever? Because if so, then yes. Because it's my left hand and it's on the right side of the screen. So I think so or something. I flipped it once on stream and it was cursed. It looks so weird if I flip it. Like it just everything looks wrong. But so essentially corporate interests didn't want the government to shut down, and the Chuck Schumer caved. I mean, he caved. He caved harder than anyone's ever caved before. And I'm mad. I'm pretty furious. I think Chuck Schumer, like I think Hakeem Jeffries needs to go as well. I think Nancy Pelosi needs to go, and I think Chuck Schumer needs to go. Like we really need to be more militant about this on the left. Like we need to exclude officials from public office when they make mistakes like this. Like we cannot allow Chuck Schumer to get through another primary without a serious challenge. Like even if we don't win, we need him to realize that like his entire career is because of the voters. Like it's because of the people that are voting them into office, and if we don't like what they're doing, then they can go. Like there should be no safe blue district. You know what I mean? Like there are a lot of politicians who are career politicians because they work in represent safe blue districts, which means those districts always go blue. And so you can basically guarantee that if you win the primary, you will win. And the issue with that is that it essentially doesn't really create any feeling of urgency, any feeling of like, oh my gosh, like we like even in a safe blue district, the primary should be cutthroat. Like it should be, people should really have to actually campaign and prove themselves. So continuing resolution passed, was signed by the president. They funded the government for 7 months, but at the cost of codifying into law unconstitutional budget cuts. Like and I'm pretty sure the Medicaid cuts were in there too. I'm pretty sure that the continuing resolution calls for like 1 or 1.5 trillion in cuts, which is like where do you think they're gonna take that $1 trillion? Do you think they're gonna take that from like Lockheed Martin, or do you think that they're gonna take that from like Social Security, like grandpa and grandma? Do you think they're gonna take it from like, you know, people that get health insurance because they have nothing else. um I really sincerely think that, like, for the first time in a long time, the Republicans are doing so much damage and doing cause like they're doing so much like for real. I think that, like, people are this the Trump administration is going to radicalize so many people. I've been really thinking about this. Like, I they you know, you do something like okay, the Bush administration, for instance, like with the estate tax, he called it the death tax, and he fought really hard against the estate tax, which is essentially on wealthy people. So like Bush said something like, farmers suffer because of the death tax, because like when the farmer dies, the family has to pay this death tax or whatever because the farmers don't have enough money to cover it or something stupid like that. And now that's just BS, because to have to pay an estate tax, you need like millions of dollars. Like, you need millions upon millions of dollars in order to have to pay an estate tax. So that's not happening for poor people. It's only happening for rich people. But like, the poor people didn't notice, you know? Like, Bush is talking about a death tax and you're like, "Oh no, that sounds scary. I don't want that to happen." And then like they talk about it, and then, they do some stuff and nothing in your life changes. Like, that's the usual Republican perspective, is like they say a bunch of horrible stuff is going to happen if they don't get elected, and um then they're elected or whatever, and like nothing changes. But now things are going to change. like things are going to very much change. And it's interesting seeing people starting to wake up. Like we are seeing um an unprecedented amount of like right wingers kind of come to grips with the fact that, like, like, Trump is not helping them. He does not care to help them. And like that I feel like the discontent will grow throughout the administration. So defense contractors basically own our government. Yep. How do we make it us, not them, to codify or unite against Trump administration as a divide and conquer strategy? Um, so we do need to get some protection stuff. We need to get some stuff codified federally. That needs to be like honestly, in the future, not now. Not now. Obviously, we are still a ways away from this, but we have a few years. So I have a feeling, like, after Trump, I talked about this in my last video that I just released, like, yesterday. Hello, by the way, if you're a new subscriber, hello. I appreciate people seeing the video, and um I tried to make it like 30 minutes instead of like 50 minutes, and I feel like that was well received, that it was a more digestible video. If you want to hear me rant for hours on end, then I think that's what the streams are for. I think that's what the streams are for. So we need to get some protections codified into federal law for sure. Like essentially the Title IX stuff that Biden had, um, he did that via executive order, which, like, we need that in the interim, but that cannot be a permanent solution, because we're gonna keep rubber banding back and forth between like having protections and having like anti-protections, like discriminatory policies. So but I didn't finish my train of thought. I'm sorry, I'm sleepy. But essentially what I was gonna say is that, like, in the future, I can see because like Trump is the one that is essentially keeping us as a culture war issue. I'm sure some of you may remember in 2022 there were midterms, and because it was like a Biden administration thing, Trump was like, at his low point, where like he had lost, like, by 2022, Trump had kind of lost all hope that he was going to get reinstated. And he was just like bitterly posting online and stuff. He was in his dark era. He was in his like um keyboard warrior era. And So he was sort of, he's still leading the party, but there was a lot of doubt about Trump's future and whether he was going to run again, all of that stuff. And so there were a bunch of Republicans that ran on anti-trans stuff, like primarily ran on anti-trans stuff. Like they ran on some other stuff too, but they made it a huge part of their messaging was like anti-trans stuff. And in 2022, those politicians got destroyed. They got completely destroyed. They did not do well. And the reason they did not do well is because the constituencies were essentially sick of it. Like they were like, yo, like we really don't want to hear about this. We don't care about this. We do not want to know, like we don't want to do this at all. Like we would rather you focus on stuff that we care about, like do something actually useful. Stop focusing on the culture war BS. That is like if you ask most voters, do you want your government to do things for you, like helpful things, or do you want them to focus like on culture war issues? The people will almost unanimously say, do something useful for me. Don't focus on the culture war stuff. But Trump has an enigma about him. Like he has the ability to like make the anti-trans stuff like viable. I don't know how to describe it other than to say that like people think that Trump is like this all-powerful entity on the right. They think that he has like the ability to do it all because he talks a big game or whatever. And so when people hear Trump do the culture war stuff, when they hear him talk about trans people, a lot of Republicans, I know there are people that like go absolutely like they love the anti-trans stuff. Like there is a portion of the voter base for the right that is like that. But a lot of Republicans, like the voters, not the politicians, a lot of Republican voters, when they hear Trump talk about trans stuff, they're like, okay, move on, move on, move on. Like they're thinking in their head, I literally do not care about this. Like they trust Trump to push for traditional values or whatever, but like they don't care and they don't want to hear about it, and they don't want him to focus on it. Like it's not what they think is important. So if Trump is like focusing entirely on that, people just like don't want it to be the thing, but they think that he can do it. Oh my gosh, I'm losing English. I'm so sleepy. Yeah, but they think he can do it all. So they kind of excuse it. Like they're like, oh, okay, well, he's going to do that, but he's also going to do all this other economic stuff that like I believe he's going to do, blah 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 blah, and he's going to, Daddy Trump or whatever is going to save the day apparently. So the thing is that like when another politician starts leading the Republican Party, like once Trump's era is over, I just don't think that they're going to be able to do the same like level of messaging that Trump does. And it like I think one of the issues that they're going to have to put aside are the trans culture war issues. Like I think that like in the future, if DeSantis is the leader and he's like talking about trans stuff, like a lot of people are just gonna be like, dude, you're so cringe, can you please shut up and talk about something else? Like yeah. So one thing I could see in the future, I feel like you could honestly get bipartisan support at some point. Like there will be enough Republicans that are sick of hearing about it and sick of talking about it and sick of it being a culture war pivot point. Like I feel like there will be enough of those that you can potentially get some kind of like protection put into place so that like we're not like a political football anymore. Like literally like, hey, let's take this topic off of the table because like we need to move past this. Like we need to move on. Like we don't want to hear about this anymore. And then those Republicans could go back to their district and be like, hey, I want to focus on the important stuff. I want to focus on the stuff that matters. I don't want to focus on this culture war BS. So I'm saving you from having to hear like I think I could in the future. I think a really popular thing for a Republican candidate is going to be like, you'll never hear me talk about trans people. Like, you'll never hear it come out of my mouth. Like, I feel like that's going to become at now, again, not right now, but I'm saying like once, um, once, uh, once the Trump era is ending. Yeah. Yeah. It's on the bottom of concerns with less than 19% of voters. Yeah, as I mentioned in my video, some of those voters are Democrats. Like the states, so if we put federal protections into place, that will definitely help with some of those states issues, especially in filling some of the gaps. It would help a lot. Like, there will always be statewide variants, but and stuff like this is going to take a long time, unfortunately. But I like the attacks that are happening, all of the anti-trans bills. I just feel like the appetite for that is waning, and we will see it eventually come to an end. I'm tired of all my siblings being used as weapons, no matter who we are. But then again, we are dealing with master divider type vote. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sick of it too. It's rough. Um, it's pretty terrible, and don't expect to be alive to see it come to an end. I don't know. Things move pretty quickly nowadays. Um, like I 15 years ago, 20 years ago, if you said, now, of course, things are deteriorating. So like this is less of a brag now than it was like a year ago. But like 20 years ago, if you were like, hey, this is how things are going to be in the future as far as um inclusivity, equity, diversity, all that stuff, people would be like, oh wow, that's like a lot better than it is now. We have progressed kind of at a shocking level, and there, the analysis, the basic analysis of that is that there was sort of like an era where there have always been issues in our country, but they were less pronounced before COVID. And so people like cared about things like taxes and cared about stuff at a more surface level, but there were less effectual things happening politically. And so there is Billy, I just read that, and I'm like, are you for real? Are you for real? Is okay, I'll get back to that. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, um, yeah, that things have moved rather quickly in the past 20 years. So like, because there were people had, less financial concerns, people were just more worried about like um yeah, like people had more time and energy to focus on, societal civil rights issues, because economic, it's like self-actualization pyramid or whatever, where like you need to have your safety concerns met, you need shelter and safety and all that stuff, all those concerns need to be met for you to like self-actualize and like work on like the higher order end of things, where you're like working on like your passions and your stuff. Hey Fred, I don't want you. Fred has not had a big accident in um like a week. Like he's not had a big old accident in like a week. This makes me really happy. The new food is definitely helping him a lot. He's a lot happier. I think his tummy is a lot happier, and he's happier. Like, he really loves it. He loves that food. Yes, he does. He's a very good boy. Um, I don't really think. Okay, this is a good comment. Um, oops. I really don't think you're taking the very real, tangible danger we are all under as seriously as you should be, Leah. Like, I think that this isn't this will blow over soon thing. Yeah, like I feel like you can levy that at me, but it's not really true because I every step of the way I have consistently been honest and forthcoming about like the issues that we are facing as a community. Like there all the danger that we are facing, I have not swept any of that under the rug. I've been very transparent and very honest about everything that's going on because I think it's important to be. We need to be aware of where we're at. But one thing I see on the left a lot, and this is something I want to be mindful about in my community, is that like I'm not trying to be mean, but a lot of leftists are like perpetual super doomers. Like 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 a lot of like there have been a lot of people who are like, "Oh, okay, well we're going to the camps. Like it's happening. We're all like it's like look, like the right wing does what the right wingers that do that are the ones that are talking about civil war. You know what I mean? Like, do you see that from the other side? Like from the lens of like what we see from the right wingers? When you see a right winger is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy like 50 guns so that I can start a civil war. I hope YouTube doesn't. That's me talking about a fake right winger. Okay, they don't care. But Jackie, thank you for the $5. I'm going to be starting e-injections soon to see if I prefer them to tablets. I was on patches for the first year and then I swapped to injections and I'm way, way happier. Hi Cass, welcome. Yes, if you have not put in your comments, to the State Department for the public forum for passport markers, time is running out. Yes, yes. I put that in my last video, but it's at the end of the video, so I understand if maybe you didn't see it. There, oh gosh, I need to grab that link actually. Let me, give me a sec. I want to get back to what I was talking about though, because I feel like it's important. Okay, I got the link. So that link will take you to a website that will allow you to do your public comments. So definitely go to this. I'm going to paste it just like a couple. Yeah. Well, I already put it in there. You can see it if you want. But yeah, that website that I put in there, the transequality.org, they allow you to do your public comments for the State Department because they're doing that on the passport issue. And if we flood them with responses, it'll make it harder for them to resist. It'll create documentation that, you know, there are people that are affected by this. And let's see here. Sorry, there's a lot of chat actually. I'm one of the 29% that thinks our party is doing a wonderful job, and with fresh new voices like David Hogg and Tom Martin, the future. Watchwinder, you are in a world that I could not possibly understand right now. You are the people saying stuff like that aren't saying it from a point of no evidence to back up the claim. Okay, see, okay, let me get back to the point because I was talking about this. So yeah, there's evidence that things are bad, and I have continually said you should be prepared for the worst. Like I've said that. Be prepared for the worst. Know how to defend yourself. Know how to like survive. Know how you're like have an out, you know, so that if you need to get out of the country, if you need to get somewhere safe, like think about that stuff, be prepared for that stuff, consider that stuff for sure. But like you have to understand that like a huge part of the point is the fear and anxiety. And like, we are not going to progress as a movement. We are not going to be useful politically if all of us are like these black pilled, doomer pilled, it doesn't matter, we're all going to the camps anyway, people. Like that is not going to help us be politically effective. And it's not good, frankly, for morale. Like, if you say we're going to the camps, you are just essentially saying, yep, I give up. Like, I'm done. Like, we're cooked. GG, game over. Like, I'm not willing to resign myself to that kind of mindset. Like, I'm just not willing to do it. And I think that, like, it's not good for your mental health to think like that or to feel like that constantly. Like, we have enough reason to be scared without the extra hyperbole on top. And if you want to talk about like the high incidence rates of self-harm amongst the trans community, a large part of that might be the fact that, like, you know, a lot of us are leftists, and leftists are extremely doomer pilled, and like, that's not healthy. Like, that's not healthy. We need to have hope for the future. And like, things are tough right now. I have been consistently honest about the harms. I've been consistently honest about like the negative stuff that's happening due to the Trump administration. But we have to understand where it turns into hyperbole. We have to understand. Like, I will be the first one to say that, like, you know, we're going to the camps if we're actually going to the camps. Like, if that stuff is actually happening, I will be the first one to be like, well, guys, it's time. Like, you need to, like, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not going to sit here and like talk about it when I don't feel like that's going to happen. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like one of those right wingers that is like, oh, Civil War time. Let's all go out into the streets and go, you know, go ham on each other. Like, thank you, Natalie, for the compliment. Hey, Ziggy, just finished your workout, just listening while you play Monster Hunter Wilds. I want to play Monster Hunter Wilds. I am obsessed with that game. I'm not one of those people. The feeling was that some of us aren't taking things as seriously as they should be. Sorry, I don't want to fight with you. We're on the same side. I'm just using you as a sounding board to argue with a position. So, like, if it doesn't necessarily apply directly to you, then that's fine. Maybe I'm just reading the tone wrong. But like, if you think I'm not taking the threat seriously, I want to know what harms have I ignored? What have I ignored that, like, you know, what am I not seeing that I'm not taking as, you know what I mean? Like, give me some examples. I'm proud of you, Jackie. We have to be brave during these times. We have to be super brave. The movie Civil War was supposed to scare people away from that, but instead people got caught up in the backdoor politics. I don't even know anything about that movie. You need to change your YouTube name. Well, go for it. My throat is like, my vocal cords are like deteriorating for some reason. They want us scared and lashing out. Yeah. Watching you makes me feel better. Well, thank you. Hold on, let me try to get like my voice back in order here. I don't know, my like throat is being all weird. I don't think it's possible to do so adequately in short text messages. I'll just apologize and move on. Apologies for doing the whole main character steal the air in the room thing. I do think you're doing good. Really, I do. No, it's okay. Like, I like to engage with chat. Like, literally 90% of my stream is just me engaging with the chat. Like, I talk about something that's happening and then I engage with the chat. Like, that's what I'm doing. So like, I you know, even if I call someone out, like, I'm happy to have these conversations. Like, I'm happy to do it. So do not feel bad for engaging with me in the chat. They want us feeling helpless so that, um, yeah. This is such an important message that I don't see enough. Hope is important. Hopelessness plays into what the right is pushing. Yeah, I'm gonna be so for real. If you look at a lot of people on the left as role models, um, there aren't a lot of happy leftists, and I understand why. Like I am empathetic to that. That there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of cynicism, there's a lot of that, and I feel that stuff too. Like I every time, like when I saw Chuck Schumer and that stupid voting for cloture thing, when I saw that, it makes you want to scream. It's terrible. It's terrible, and it's, oh my gosh. But like I still need to believe that we can fight for a better future. Like despite the terrible stuff. And I know I said despite like a million times in my last video. I was editing it, and yeah. Your throat always hurts after you use a feminine voice for a while. No, I think I just like got too like loud. Like I think I was just like super into my point and I got too loud. I've been vocal training for a long time, and so I don't really get like exhausted from it anymore. This is my voice. Like I'm not putting on a voice for stream. Like this is my voice. But I just like talk too loud. Here's a bit of light. Trying to give my fur baby meds is really difficult. She's super smart, so she keeps finding the pills. That's funny. Yeah, I have to give Freddie like a probiotic thing or whatever, and it's always, yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I'm really glad I was able to escape Texas recently. Congratulations. It's helping you a lot with feeling hopeful. Yeah, being in like Texas is rough right now. So, I would definitely recommend getting out of that state if you're in it. And if you can't get out, I get it, but yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I said what I said. We need to make sure Chuck never holds office again. I agree. I agree. Chuck Schumer needs to freaking go. At the very least, Chuck Schumer. I think Hakeem Jeffries and Pelosi need to go as well. Like we have so many good potential leaders, like AOC, Tim Walz, Jasmine Crockett. Like there are, I don't know much about what's the other guy, Max Frost. Is he that other guy? I think I've seen a couple clips of him, but I don't know too much about him. But like we have some good potential leaders, and like we need Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie. I love him. I love him so much. He's our um precious cargo. But he is he's not gonna be in the politics world for forever, you know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My throat feels so weird. Why did I have to talk so loud? I started walking away from my beliefs. It was darking me and making me too angry. I've been getting into survival and prepping, and it actually makes me feel better. Yeah, that's actually one thing I also want to mention, and this is like I'm being for real. I'm being so for real. If you know how to defend yourself, and if you have a support network, if you have people around you that care about you, it will help with these, like with the anxiety so much. Like if you are prepared, then you will not feel the same doomerism. Like you will be like, all right, if it comes to that, I would hate for it to come to that, but at least I know that if it does come to that, I have a plan. If you're really freaking out internally, maybe you haven't spent enough time working on things like, do I know how to defend myself? Like, do I know where I can go if things get really bad? I'm like actually losing my voice right now for some reason. It's actually crazy. I talked too loud for like 5 minutes. I hope I'm not getting sick. That would actually be really sucky. Yeah, maybe I need to go get like a lozenge. Yeah, I might need to go get like a cough drop or something. I was just thinking about that. I have some upstairs. Um, there have been a couple people the past like week or two at work that have been coughing, and I'm like, I swear to God, if you get me sick, I swear I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad. Um, let's see here. Let's see. What's going on here? This is his last term, if I remember correctly. Bernie, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not running for re-election, and like he wasn't gonna run for re-election last time, but like he's just been things have just been too important. Like I seriously think that like Bernie Sanders is like he's like fighting for his life so that he can fight for us. Like we do not deserve like Bernie Sanders. Like if I'm being so for real right now, like he is literally fighting to stay alive to fight for our future existence. Like he's incredible. Um, do you really think you can defend yourself from the police? Well, not necessarily that. Like a lot of what we have to a lot of what we're gonna have to face, because I'm not gonna hyperbole you. Like hate crimes are like some of the worst things that we're gonna face during the Trump administration. Like bigots are going to be emboldened to attack us and to hate crime us. And so like defending yourself is like knowing how to defend yourself, knowing how to deter people. Like a lot of the times it's knowing how to deter people. People want an easy target. If you're not an easy target, then you're likely going to scare someone off before the conflict even begins. And then if the conflict does begin, at least you know what to do. So, it's a shame what the DNC did to Bernie. I agree. I agree. But like if the cops are coming after us and like mass arrests and stuff like that, like that's the part where we're gonna have to oh what the heck? My computer is telling me I don't have enough memory for chat. What does that even mean? Okay, I refreshed. Okay. All right. 3 more months until our Texit. Like Brexit, you mean? I'm worried about Pride this year, to be honest. I've gone every year for over a decade. I'm not letting fear dictate my life. Yeah, Pride has to be so hard. Like Pride has to be so hardcore this year. We need Pride to be like a lot. You know what? I actually want to share a little bit of good news with you all, even though it's like local news. But you're not going to find a lot of good federal news. Sorry, my blanket on my chair is like all messed up. You see the little kitty down here, little funny. But what was I talking about? Oh. God, what was I talking about? I forgot. Oh, Pride. Pride, yes. So my job, the company I work for, is actually expanding its Pride support. Yeah, good news locally. Yeah, my company, the company I work for, they're expanding their support to like there's like a city near us that has a Pride, as well as the Pride we have at the city that I'm at, and they're expanding their support to to another city. So that's really cool. When they talked about it in a work meeting, and it like I got like a little bit misty eyed. I'm not gonna lie. I not to like show for corporations, because you know they're corporations, but it feels good to work for a company that actually, like, you know, like I feel like it means more right now than it did like during, you know, the Obama administration or whatever, where it's like, yeah, you can walk the walk when there's like a Democrat in the office, but when there's like a literal dictator in the office, if you're willing to do something like that, I think it says more. But also, caveat, companies are evil, like corporations are evil. So, like we don't need to give them too much credit. But I did think that felt nice to hear. So, um, I live in a very liberal corner of a wide Republican majority city. Usually the protection around our Pride events is really secure. That's cool. I tried to take martial arts, but I can't afford it. I got fired. There's a lot of free resources you can find, like YouTube and stuff. Like not all YouTube, but you know, I'm sure you can find some information online that could be pretty useful. And a lot of it has to do with just being in shape and being like, get some mace, that kind of stuff. Could be it doesn't have to be super complicated. You don't have to be a black belt to know how to defend yourself. Like for instance, I'm a fire performer. I know how to do fire performance stuff. And so like I have a variety of props that I use, and one of the props that I use is called a rope dart, and it's like an old wushu weapon, and it's a very effective weapon. And that is part of my knowing how to defend myself, is that I can just rope dart someone. And yeah. We just bonded over fire performing yesterday. Yes. Yes. I love fire performance. But one of the beautiful things about fire performance is that I learned how to wield a staff. I learned how to wield a rope dart. I learned literally learned how to defend myself while learning how to dance. You're gonna defend yourself by using fire. I wish. It doesn't like a burn, like, so the wicks that they use for fire props, they're made out of like Kevlar stuff, and like it's so you soak them in fuel, but it only lasts for like 5 minutes, 8 minutes, not very long, and there's too much prep work. So, but like rope darts are really effective weapons. Do concerned citizen back with the bot posting. Also, I wanted to say one thing about the people in my chat. I feel like I'm a little sad. I feel like I'm going to miss some conversation opportunities because I am super sleepy. So if I like fall off of a point, feel free to point me back to it. A rope dart? Yeah. Does chat want to see what a rope dart looks like? Uh-oh. You guys can all still see me and stuff, right? Because my tab was like not, it was like buffering. It was like not. That's weird. I guess when my chat crashed, everything crashed. Everything crashed. Too much. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know how to. I just gotta here. We see you. Concerned citizen, you never countered the allegation, by the way. So here's some pictures. Don't look at this thing up here, this charcoal rope dart thing. That is like one of the most dangerous props ever. Don't even. But like here's like what a traditional rope dart looks like. See that? So it's like a big hunk of metal at the end of a rope, usually like 7 to 14 feet of rope. Oh, look, I actually trained with this guy. That's Frank Hatzis right there. I literally trained with that guy. He's like probably one of the biggest names in rope dart. So rope dart's cool. I'm a big rope dart gal. The way of the scorpion. Yeah, get over here. Get over here. Oh, that one chatter. That's just because everything that's woke will eventually crash. Mwahahaha. I'm gonna believe that you're like I feel like you're joking, but it would be so funny if you weren't joking. It would be so funny if you were being like super serious. Why is okay? Well, thanks, concerned citizen. You just say some things that sound very AI generated. So I just wanted to say that that's my concern. um, there are okay, so there's a lot of there are a ton of right-wing bot accounts. Like this has been proven that like Russia does these like bot farms to like pretend to be MAGA online. And so like a lot of the times when I see right-wing commenters online, I'm like, oh yeah, that's there's no way that's a real person. No way. You got a great laugh? Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm considering a YouTube channel as a trans person. Any advice? Follow your dreams. You're gonna have to give me a little more information if you want specific advice. My advice is to just start posting, like just start posting. But I feel if concerned citizen was real, they would be named concerned citizen. Yeah, it's really funny the concerned citizen. Maybe it's just not English. Maybe it's not your first language. But yeah. Shouldn't Russia be more concerned about not losing the war they started? You would think so, but like destabilizing the West is like so in their interest. Like fighting against American hegemony is like so important to Russia. Which like I'm not big on American hegemony, but you know. What about my comment keeps disappearing on certain channels and I'm like, well, I mean like YouTube has like a comment filtering system. Like if people post certain things, it does get filtered away into like a black box, like held for review or whatever. And some content creators, it's all different. Everyone has different rules for their stuff. For their stuff. Oh, actually I can check the person's chat history, can't I? Oh yeah, no, that Theodore person is like for real for real. It's like they were being serious. They were being they were being serious. I like it's insane that like some of these people are like like they're like a parody of themselves. Like they're literally they're not, it's not even believable. It's not even believable anymore because it's like you are the SNL skit. Like so they commented on they were in a last stream. They were in a last stream. Wow. They were in a previous stream and they said, "Just joined. I agree with the title of the video. You need someone who stands up to the political correctness and language policing and all that nonsense." So yeah, they mean it. Oh wow. Does he have a mustache to twirl? I mean, he's probably too beta for that. Probably too beta. Any thoughts on Nintendo Switch 2? Oh, I don't know anything about it. Like I heard it was going to be announced or something, but like I don't know. Can we keep him as a pet? Yeah, we have a I don't really ban people. People like what's so funny is that I get a lot of right-wing commenters. They come into my chat and they're like you're silencing everybody. All you do is silence the people who want to be free and stuff. But I literally don't. Like, the only comments that I delete are like ones with slurs in them, or like ones with like really really threatening, hateful stuff. Like, I only block the most extreme people. The people that are just like, Trump is my daddy or whatever, I don't care. I don't really care. Free speech for me, but not for thee. Yeah. Screw Nintendo after what they pulled with Power World. What do you mean? Isn't Power World still a thing? Did they get sued into oblivion? What happened with that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. But yeah, like, Chuck Schumer sucks. We were talking about stuff and thing and stuff. But that's kind of the point of today's video, is like, Chuck Schumer freaking sucked. I am, it's nice to see that a lot of people are actually threatening to primary him, and a lot of people are like, like, they're mad. Like, there's a lot of people, like, even Jeffries was mad at him. But I just don't think, like, I don't know. Like, I need to see, like, I feel like a lot of Democrats are just like jumping on the hate bandwagon because there's a hate bandwagon. I need to see action. I need to see something actually happen. Like, I need to see some real movement, like a real primary challenge, or else I'm just not going to trust the anger. Like, it all sounds performative to me until there's action put behind the words. You know what I mean? Any thoughts on the midterms or Trump's impeachment? The midterms are going to go super well for us, for sure. At this rate, like Trump is his, like, Trump's approval rating is crashing harder and faster um than the economy. No, not really. Actually, the economy is crashing harder than Trump's approval, but he is losing approval very quickly. He's already in net negative favorability. Biden at this point was still like plus 15 favorability. Trump is already like negative something at this point. People hate Musk. People don't want to see Musk and stuff. Fellow Ohio T girl here. Shout out. Oh, hey. How's it going? I'm an Ohio girly. I was raised in the corn. I was born in the corn. Raised by it. You merely, I don't know. I haven't watched that movie in so long. I can't really do the quote. I can't really do a Bane voice either. So, like, I just did some weird voice. It didn't really work out. Transgenic mice. Oh my god. Seeing the memes about the transgender mice, it's really funny. It's really funny. They were being sued for a bunch of money and trying to sue over basic game mechanics that are in lots of other games. Literally created the patent after Power World release. Interesting. Part of what they were trying to settle was for what they could no longer. Or was that they. Part of what they were trying to settle for was that they could no longer sell the game. Is Power World dead? Are they not allowed to sell it anymore? Corn will win. Yeah, the corn will win. No mustache? Oh man, the manosphere is going to explode at him. For sure. Nintendo has went after so many small YouTubers just streaming and playing on old Nintendo game they no longer support. Oh, hi DD. Welcome. It's funny to see Fox try to spin his approval as better than last term. Yeah, no, it's funny. It's kind of interesting watching the right-wing ecosystem just like flail wildly. Like, they're quickly running out of things to say. So it's not going to be long before approval ratings crater. I really don't, like, I would like to believe that impeachment is possible, but like, I just feel like we are so far away from that reality. Like here's an interesting thought experiment, okay? I know a lot of people like to joke about the whole like Trump third term or whatever. It's not going to happen. He's not going to get a third term. Simply put, like he's going to be older than Biden when he's done with his term. Like he's got the 2 terms. Like it would just like he's not going to be able to do it. Okay. So the Republican Party has 2 options because Trump is the Republican Party, right? Like he took over he made them like the Republican Party bent over for Trump, and they just took it all. Like they took the whole thing. It's really impressive, honestly. But like they are subservient to him entirely, very on the knees, very submissive. And they need to move on from Trump afterwards, right? Like they need to move on to a different leader after Trump is over. So like how are they going to end the relationship with Trump? Is it going to be a cordial thing at the end of it? Like Trump's approval rating is going to continue cratering, and the Republicans are going to have a choice. Do I distance myself from Trump so that I'm not affiliated with him after he's out of office, or do I stay close to Trump and that way I'm affiliated with him after he leaves office? Like how do I, you know what I mean? Like there are going to be 2 factions after the Trump administration is over. But I just got a transphobic ad over this stream. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard about that. I've heard there are pro-Trump ads playing before my videos and stuff. It's I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. I'm getting paid ad money for things that I hate. But for sure they will split. They have to. Yeah. But like it'll just be interesting to see how that divides up, you know, like who are going to be the people who say, okay, this is too much. I'm going to distance myself. Like I feel like after the midterms are really going to be where we see, like if the Republicans lose, like if they lose like 20 seats, if they lose like dramatically, if we have like a massive blue wave, I feel like the party might turn on Trump a little bit, but kind of the issue is that he's like full dictator right now. And so like people people are very how shall I say, walking on eggshells around him, you know, like people are trying their best to just get like a lot of people just want to fly under the radar. YouTube Premium, no ads. Yeah, I do YouTube Premium because I'd never watch ads. I watch a lot of YouTube, so it's like really worth it for me, to be honest. How would they respond to losing 3 out of 4 of their seats in the House and Senate? Yeah, exactly. Like how it's going to be a big like the midterms are going to be like taking the temperature. Like he can like Trump can ignore the polling. He can ignore everything and continue destroying the country. But like at some point the public has a chance to respond. The midterms will be that time. Now, of course, there are actions between now and then that we should take and stuff. Do I still get paid with no ads premium? Yes. So like if someone watches my video as a premium payer, they I don't know how it works, but like you get paid some amount of money from premium viewers. I get paid a certain amount of money, like different, like it's different for like ads. Like it's not like the same as getting ad money. It's different, but I still do get revenue from that. It actually, in my analytics, it actually tells me how much money I'm making from premium users and how much I'm making from regular users. As a trans woman, I'm 100% behind Indivisible 5051, Cliff Cash Tons of Liberty. I don't know what Cliff Cash is, but I've heard about 5051 and it sounds good. I've heard about some of the events that they've organized, and I appreciate that people are doing that. Being able to play videos in the background and not be screen locked is so nice. Yeah, for sure. Sora and I were talking about how our algorithms have changed the other day. What do you mean? Mine is mostly the same. My algorithm is pretty much the same, but I have a very curated subscription feed. Like I watch very specific channels a lot. So I don't really get recommended stuff very often. Keep getting recommended right wingers. Yeah, I had to install an extension to block them. I just don't get that anymore. I've do not recommended, like I've hit that button on so many channels. Uh does YouTube pay well for trans people? They don't. I mean, it doesn't. That's. I feel like that's a little bit of a weird question. Like, it, it's just numbers. Like, it's just about your numbers. You know, like there are certain other factors, like if you swear a lot or whatever. But you know, it's really just about the numbers. Keep getting recommended Buck Angel. Oh geez. Oh geez. But like there's this thing called like it's I don't remember what it's called, but there's like some statistics. There's some like analytic thing in my analytics. It like tells me how much money I make on average per like 1,000. I don't remember exactly, but like there's like a rate that you get paid or whatever. Does making trans content pay well? Again, it just depends on the numbers. Like if you look at some of the numbers, that's all it is. Are you saying swearing affects what you make? Yeah, like the more you swear, like let me find this analytic thing that I'm talking about. Let me find it. That way I'm not just like talking about it vaguely. Wait, that's not what I wanted to click. So let me go to my analytics. Revenue. Revenue is kind of down. I had some bad videos, which is fine. Yeah, so it's called RPM, revenue for every 1,000 views. So that changes depending on the video. So like if I click my Gavin Newsom video, my revenue for that, I have made $17.92 from that Gavin Newsom video. Just not a lot of money. But that's okay. It didn't perform very well for reasons that I understand. Where is there it is, revenue. So on the Gavin Newsom video, I made $5.25 for every 1,000 views. So it's called CPM. Why did it change what it was called? Why did it do that? So yeah, $5.25 for every 1,000 views on that video. If I go to here, go to a different video. I don't know how to navigate. Okay, here we go. So let me find a video that did better, one that had more views. Yeah, so like my video, they're already erasing trans people from media. That video, I made $164.98, and I made $5.12 every 1,000 views. So, but when I'm uploading a video, and I say like yes to the monetization thing, I have to go through a list of things. It's like, do you swear in this video? Do you talk about like inappropriate things? Do you promote drug use? Do you this, that, another thing? So you have to say like, I'm not doing any of those things. And that is what approves, like it's just based on like the ads they run on your stuff. Like if you are swearing a lot or talking about inappropriate content, then it makes you less advertiser friendly, which then makes them pay less because you're not running as many ads or advertisers. I need a raise. I have a Patreon and you can all, let me actually scroll back because I know Sora posted the link to my link tree, which has the Discord. It has, wow, I did not realize how much chat there was. There was a lot of chat happening. Let me just grab it real quick. So there's my link tree. I'm gonna pin it. I've got a Patreon. I see some Patreon subscribers hanging out like Cal. So thank you. Appreciate you. Jackie is here as well. Also a Patreon person. I need to link that to Discord, by the way. Keep forgetting about that. I've been recommended Candace Owens, Blair White, Graham Linehan. I don't even know who that is. Ben Shapiro. Well, you know, I've every time, like, so those channels used to pop up on my stream or on my feed, but then I like hit the do not recommend thing on like all of them, so they do not get recommended. You're welcome. Well, yeah, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm transgender, and I've been 100% on politics since November. Not just for us, but for everyone threatened by fascism. Yeah, we really need to be involved, unfortunately. Oh dang, I was hoping it would make you rich. You was hoping it would make me rich? I'm not sure I want to be rich. I want to make a living. Like, I want to go full-time on YouTube. I don't really know if I want to be rich. Like, I feel like I would probably end up donating a lot of money if I made a lot of money, because holding on to money makes you evil over time. It just corrupts you and turns you into like the worst kind of person. You become the dragon. So another thing, if you do accidentally watch right wing, remove it from your watch history. Helps the algorithm. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you know, some people turns you into Elon Musk. Yeah, for sure. Not many trans people seriously talking about politics. I mean, I feel like there are a few, right? Like, so as far as trans people go, we have um Demon Mama, right? She talks about, am I they're not, are they non-binary? Is Demon Mama, is she her, right? I assume because of the name, but I don't want to assume. Dead Domain, they are trans. So there's another one right there. Like Samantha Lux talks about politics. Yuko, does she talk about politics? I actually don't. Demon Mama quit a year ago? Wait. Really? Really? I I thought I saw stuff from her recently. She stopped because of her harassment campaign and drama. Oh, that's not good. ContraPoint. Yeah, but she's like, she posts so infrequently that, like, I don't know. You know, she does get political, but she's kind of like I don't know. What do I think about LGBTQIA MAGA people? They're deluded. Like, they are like anyone that's, you know, anyone that's voting against their interests like that, you know, like there's something wrong with, like, they're being spoon-fed propaganda. They're being led down a dark path. It's not good. It's not good. Like, people like Blair White or like Buck Angel. I don't know if Buck Angel is like MAGA, but he is like kind of transphobic. So but yeah, like, you know, the certain people, Ty Turner. Yeah, I love Ty Turner. There are people talking about politics. I'm definitely not the only one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying there are enough of us, but I'm just saying that, like, I don't know if I'm like all that special. Erin Reed, yeah, she's not really. She doesn't make most of her content on YouTube though. Most of her stuff is like her her website. She makes like videos for like I think like Instagram and stuff. I attended one of my local Democratic Party's meetings a few weeks ago as myself. Everyone welcomed me. That's awesome. Good for you for getting out there. We really need more of that. Jesse Gender. Yeah, for sure. Transpositions channel. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not the only one. So, for sure, not the only one. I have a gay male cis MAGA cousin who has who is a transphobe and hates you for being trans. That's sad. There are for sure, um, there are for sure MAGA people like that. Like if you watch the Jubilee video that Sam Cedar was in, um, like the only based Jubilee video. It's not even based. I don't like Jubilee, but like Sam Cedar was in it, so it was awesome. But like there was a gay MAGA guy in that, and he was the one arguing about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and he was the one who said that public sector agencies get like tax breaks for hiring gay or trans people or whatever, or black people or whatever. And it was like, Sam was like, they don't pay taxes. Like they are funded by the government. And the guy was like, that's just not true. That's just not true. It's like, like, how are you real? How are you real? Did I hear about the Texas bill about trans people? We talked about it last time, and I'm not going to talk about it again because it's not going to pass. And it literally exists to make people afraid. And by talking about it, you're making people afraid. So you're actually doing the right-wing propaganda for the right-wingers if you talk about that bill. Does that make sense? You are fighting the fight for the right-wingers by perpetuating hyperbolic, unserious stuff that is like not gonna happen. And I don't mean that as an attack. I just mean that like we have to be really careful again about how we talk about stuff. Like there's already enough fear and anger and stuff in the world. Like that bill exists to scare us, and I've seen a lot of people fear mongering on it. Honestly, like I understand why people are talking about it. Like I saw Secular Talk had a video about it. I saw other channels had a video about it. And I understand why people are talking about the bill, but like it's not going to pass. And so it's it's not like the point of talking about it is to make everyone like kind of afraid, you know? The great thing about growing up is realizing you do get to choose your family. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely. You got to make your own family. You got to choose your own family. And I feel like I've chosen quite well. What terrifies me isn't the prospect of it passing, rather it's the prospect of it being a wish list for an EO. I think they already put that in an executive order. Like I'm pretty sure that was in one of them already. That like having your gender marker not match your birth sex is like fraud. Like I'm pretty sure that was in one of them already. I'm not gonna lie. The transition episode was so moving. Wait, what are we talking about? The transition episode of what? Episode 90 Kids Logic? I wish I was able to watch her Outer Worlds video. I saw the other two about Nisha. Oh, we're talking about philosophy tube. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to be one of these girlies, but like philosophy tube is actually one of the reasons I transitioned. um, she embodied a lot of the apathy that I embodied pre-transition, where it was like I don't know how to describe it, but like I felt like a sort of like a relatability with her journey, and when she started transitioning, it like triggered a chain reaction that ended with me having my egg shatter. Not just her, not only her, but like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Bobtail Trucker, thank you so much for the $50. You're amazing. I appreciate you so much. Helping push support as an MTF atheist friendly viewer. Well, I appreciate your engagement always. Even when you don't donate, I appreciate you being here and chatting and everything. Like I obviously appreciate the donation, but yeah, like especially right now because I'm having a slow month with YouTube. It is my last two video the one I just put out yesterday is doing actually pretty good. Happy with that. But the two before that are not doing great. How are they trying to prevent people who have gotten legal name changes that don't match birth records being unable to vote next term? Past house? Um how about they are trying to prevent people who have gotten legal name changes? I don't know much about that. You need to give me more information about it, something I can look up. I wish you would talk about fun stuff instead of all this political stuff. It's lame. I do talk about other stuff. Jason, thank you so much. I'm always terrified I'm gonna say someone earlier was like, "Oh, my YouTube name is my dead name," and now I'm thinking about that. I'm like, what if I'm like dead naming you by thanking you for your donation? I really hope that's not happening. Hello, thank you so much for the $10. I think I appreciate you so much. Um, but yeah, I do talk about fun stuff like in the stream, like throughout the stream. Also, what he's sleeping, boy. Um, but sometimes I do an after stream where I just like play video games. So like I was doing it all in one stream where like I would talk about politics and then I would play a video game afterwards. I think what I'm gonna do is do like a second stream after the stream if here, let me check Discord. Sora's telling me to the guy who just said that, oh, is a right winger. I think I could kind of tell that by the fact that they have a shirtless profile pic. That was my first clue that they're like a right winger, to be honest. I hope that was a stretch. Freddy either farted or stretched, and I really hope he was stretching. Because if he farted, I'm gonna need a gas mask. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Oh, I see. Well, you didn't have to give me your dead name, but I appreciate you sharing. I never changed my name. My first and middle names are both gender neutral. Oh, that's cool. Save Act Bill HR 22. Okay, thank you. Let me. I need to like open a window down here so that I don't keep looking up Google stuff. Okay, so let's see here. So Chip Roy was the one who introduced it on the 1st of January. I think Lyra, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think you're wrong. What I'm seeing here is that it was introduced. It does not say that it passed the House. You said it passed the House? It did. It was literally introduced. It was not. It has not passed the House. How do you spell Freddy? Freddy? The second one with a Y. Um, Out here, Treasure Project. Jesus. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Trevor Project helps. Yes, they're amazing. I would love to do a fundraiser sometime for like Trevor Project. Trump's first election prompted me to transition. Before him, I was going to hide my whole life and never transition. I was not about to let him target people just like me while I hid. Wow. That's like a really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Do I have any tips for picking a new name? Yeah. My tip would be to essentially have your friends or family or whoever you trust, like whoever you trust, be like, give them a picture of you, you know, as presenting as your authentic self and say, if you saw this person and, you know, what name do I look like? You know what I mean? Like if you saw me, what name would you think I look like? And and then like compile a list so you get like 10 names or whatever from people that give you names, and then you just pick the one you like. You just pick the one you like. I saw a YouTuber this morning saying it just passed the House. It does not say that it passed the House on my end. And, you know, I feel like that would be updated. I feel like we would hear more about that if that passed the House, to be honest. Yeah, so that's a good one. Like I got my name from a friend who told me that I looked like a Leah. Like that's how I got my name. Which bill? I'll check the government website. I just looked. I'm pretty sure I was on the government website. I don't know why I exited out of it. I need to leave the tab. I need to leave the window open. Yeah, I was on congress.gov. So it is literally just introduced. Has not passed the House. Having a name that is the gender opposite of your current one is cliche. It is a little cliche. I mean, like, you know, maybe it's easy, but like honestly for me, the hard part about the choosing a name is that like there are infinite options. Like suddenly you have like it's like analysis paralysis where you're like, "Oh no, I could have any name. Like what do I even do?" And so for me, having someone narrow down the choices to like a few options really helped me with it. And then another thing, like one other piece of advice is that like no, like the name is not going to feel natural at first. It's not going to feel right. Like you need to give it time. So like use the name in private for a while. Like I used the name Leah in private with a couple friends for like 2 or 3 months before I decided like, yeah, that this is going to be it. Because it gave me time to like adjust to it and feel used to it, you know? My little sister is Aaliyah. Can confirm you look like her. Oh, that's nice. Did you see my comment about boycotting businesses, but it's hard because you use Xbox, Gmail, and YouTube, even though they don't support us or supported Trump? I still use Facebook though. I, I mean, like, I think like you need to draw your own lines in the sand. Like personally, like I still have an Instagram account. Like I don't like Instagram, so I am sort of tempted to delete it. I don't have a Facebook account. So like yeah, I'm kind of tempted to remove myself from Meta, but like I don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like there's no real ethical consumption under capitalism. Like that's just real. So like if you eat Chick-fil-A once, are you responsible for hate crimes? No. Do I recommend that you go out and like fangirl over Chick-fil-A and eat it every day? No, because they're an evil corporation, like every other evil corporation. But like whether you spend your money at Chick-fil-A or Wendy's or Burger King or McDonald's or whatever crappy fast food place you want to go, it's all going to the same place. Like it's all going to the rich people. Like it's just, it's not like, it's more of the illusion of choice at that point. Your money's not going to go somewhere positive if you spend it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's still just going to go to rich people. It's excellent advice. Thank you so much. Yeah, sure. Yeah. A friend of mine still calls me by my dead name even after I told him to stop. I don't know what to do. That doesn't really sound like a very good friend. I understand having trouble adjusting. Like that is real. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there's like inertia to like the way people know you. And so like it takes time for people to you have to think about it. Like it takes, even as trans folk, like when I came out, it took me a while to stop misgendering myself accidentally. Because like when I started transitioning, I was so used to referring to myself as one of the boys or whatever, that it took me a long time, like months and months, to like I would accidentally misgender myself and be like, ew, 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 like disgusting. And it's just you build habits, and there's inertia to that, and there's no shame in it. It's just that like it takes time for you to like, for your brain to catch up and for your speech to catch up and all of that. And it's a natural part of change. And so like we have to consider that with other people as well. Like other people are not going to be able to flip on a dime. They're not going to be able to just like, oh, you want to like, this is what's going on with you. Okay, well, I'm going to be perfect forever now. Like they're going to make mistakes, but if they're doing more than making mistakes, like if they're like, no, I'm not doing that, that's dumb, or if they're like, you know what I mean, like there's a difference between being bigoted and being a slow learner. And um you have to make that distinction yourself. Like you have to draw the line in the sand yourself. But personally, if someone in my life was choosing to dead name me, could like over and over and over with no desire to change, then like I'm not going to keep them in my life. My mom used to call my name ugly when I first came out. When I called her out, she accused me of bullying her. She's since apologized. Stick to your gun. Sometimes it takes years. Yeah, that's funny. Well, it's not funny that she called your name ugly, but like, you know what I mean? Inertia, the song. I've never heard that, but you should send it to me so I can listen to it later. It took a while for my parents to fully accept me and refer to me by my new name 13 years later. They're still wishy-washy about pronouns. Yeah, like my mom misgendered me the last time I saw her. Like my mom and I didn't even say anything because I was too afraid to say something about it. Like I was too like scared, you know? Like I didn't want to call her out, but like it was to a server. Like my mom misgendered me to a server, and at this point, like I don't really feel like I feel like that's more confusing than anything to other people. So it was really awkward. It was so awkward. Uh but it just takes time. It's gonna take time. I'd never have spent that long trying to convince a friend. Yeah, yeah, no, I get you. You got to draw the line in the sand. You know what I mean? Like everyone has different investment in their relationship. So, that's yeah. As I transitioned, family thought I was heading to the dark side, so I got my name from the poltergeist. That's funny. That's funny. I still find it strange to call it dead name, as it was the name given at birth, and when I die, I will still have my chosen. Oh, I see what you mean there. That is kind of an interesting, you know what I mean. That's an interesting way to think about it. I'm surprised that shirtless guy is still trying to chat. I would not be surprised if that like shirtless profile picture is not even his body. Like it's probably just like some Google image, like AI generated. Show me the abs, please. The funniest, when my mom, in an attempt to educate herself and be supportive, accidentally stumbled into trans medical nonsense. Started calling me a realtor. Oh no. Oh. Oh, where it's like, oh, you're one of the good ones. Oh my gosh. It's a Russian bot, probably. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, they're like literally having a separate conversation, like with themselves. Considering you're presenting as the woman you are, of course the server would be confused. Yeah, I have not been misgendered in a while. And well, actually, I went to a restaurant, like a fast food joint, like a couple days ago, and they asked for my name, and I said Leah. And then when they handed me my food with the ticket, it said Liam, like Liam. And I had a moment where I was like, oh my God, like, did that person genuinely think that I said my name was Liam? Like, that has to be a form of misgendering. Like, they had to have thought that I was giving them a boy's name. And I don't know. It's just your own mother thinks your avatar pic is fake. Like, I didn't even use your chatter name, and you know I'm talking about you because you know you're the guy with the ab pic. Like, you know it. You literally know. You literally know it. When the person came to drop off my food and hand me my ticket, they looked genuinely confused because it was like a different worker. The person who took my order was like a 14-year-old boy. Not really 14, probably like 16 or whatever, but same difference, right? So it was like some small child who, you know, it's whatever. I'm gonna start, like, every time someone asks for my name in the future, I'm just gonna spell it out. Like, I'll literally just spell it out because I'm sick of that. I had once, I went to Ulta and they called me Lee. Like, no. Like, we're not playing that game. Like, I'm gonna make you know that my name is Leah. They probably didn't know how to spell Leah. Like, I don't know. Is it really that hard though? Like I know Leah is not like the most common name ever, but like I know how to spell it, you know? Uh I'm still angry I didn't get the transition when I was 20. My state didn't have any gender affirming care at the time. It was early 2000. Yeah, I did not. Yeah. I started transitioning at 29, and way better late than never, for sure. For sure. But there's definitely, like, I see some of these trans girlies online that are like I'm not gonna lie, okay. I'm not trying to call Icky out at all. Like, I mean this, but when I hear Icky talk about being old, when she like started transitioning like 6 or 7 years ago, and she's like 20, what, she's like 26 or something, like 25. She's like mid 20s. I it makes me feel terrible. It makes me feel so bad. It's like, if you think you're old at like 26 or whatever, then like, how do you think I feel, girl? Like, I just started transitioning like 2 years ago, and like I'm like, you know, it's like, oh my God. Oh. The thing is that you should not talk about being old unless you're like really old because it makes people feel bad. Um 29 and transitioning, it makes you feel like crap. Well, you know, like, honestly, like, the Reddit translator was one of the biggest inspirations for me, like, starting HRT, because like I was like, oh, it's too late, but then I went online and I looked at transition timelines, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late. It's like that song, It's Not Too Late, It's Never Too Late. Even if I say it'll be all right. That's such a really depressing song. So I'm gonna move away from that. What are you guys saying? I like how Congresswoman McBride misgendered back the chair as Madam Chair. I do think like obviously we shouldn't like do that all the time because like it's not an effective attack all the time. But I do think that like McBride's response was pretty good there. It's like it's like a point, it's like showing how ridiculous it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're gonna just say stuff? Like then I'll just say stuff. It was like that lady, like so there was like a I don't remember what it was. Some local politicians passed a law that was like you're not allowed to compel speech. And so someone like a constituent called in and like misgendered one of the people, and they were like freaking out about it. They were like, I prefer to be referred to as a man. And they were like, well, you can't compel my speech because you just passed a law saying you're not allowed to compel my speech. So like I think it's just like it's important to throw that back into their faces. So that's all, you know. It's all good. Okay. Yes, McBride and Zoe Zephyr are heroes. I do think Zoe Zephyr is a hero. I don't think I'm gonna put McBride in hero territory. She's an I don't like, the thing is that I actually don't even know if I can call Sarah McBride an advocate. Like I want to call her an advocate. I want her to be an advocate, but I don't know if I feel like all of her actions represent that. McBride is an Apex shell. You know, she's a little bit corporate dem. She's a little bit like decorum brained. She's a little bit like she kind of she's so far, she has done a lot of letting people walk all over her for the sake of like not causing a fuss. And that is not necessarily what I want from a trans representative. I want someone who's willing to raise a fuss, like obviously in a smart way, like not in like a cringe way, but like stand up for yourself, like take hold of the narrative, like don't let them dominate the narrative. Don't create manufactured consent for being misgendered or being treated poorly, like not being able to use the bathroom. She has to earn it. Sarah McBride, that is. I do not know if she will do what's right when our community is pushed too far. Yeah, like, see, that's the thing, is I'm not confident that McBride is going to stand up for us. Like, I think she cares more about her own job than about, like, the greater movement. What gauge are your ear tunnels? So the big ones are 00s and the smaller ones are 2s. I feel like being where she is at least something. Yes and no. So like, okay. McBride is the first trans representative in Congress, in the House representative, federal, you know, representative. I do not envy her. I don't envy her at all. Like, I know she is in such a tough position. Like, for real. Like, she is in a really, really tough spot. But it's also really important because everyone else that comes after her as a federal representative, like, they're going to use Sarah McBride as precedent. So like, for instance, if we get another trans representative, which I hope we do, then they're going to like pass rules barring them from the bathrooms And what if the next trans representative is like, I'm going to use whatever bathroom I want? Like, why do you care about what I'm doing in the bathroom? You should care about what I'm doing on bills or what I'm doing on committee or whatever. Like, let's say the next one, the next trans representative takes that stand. They're gonna just look, they're gonna be like, but Sarah McBride was willing to be treated like crap. Why are you not willing to be treated like crap? Like, why are you not letting us walk all over you? And it's just not, it's not good precedent. Like, you know what I mean? That's why it's so important that she like it's even more important the way she behaves because she's the first one. Like, so like on one hand, she's in, I don't envy her. Like, I don't envy her at all. But on the other hand, like, she needs to be doing more. And like, she did, like, the you know, hopefully she continues to do more pushback. Like, hopefully she continues to increase the level of pushback. Did you get FFS? No, I did not. I feel like that's pretty obvious from my side profile. I feel like that's pretty obvious. So absolutely, being the first trans person in any category is so hard. Believe me, you get the real crap thrown at you. Yeah, so like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a tough position, but I just feel like she's not meeting the moment the way that I want her to. Hi, this is my first time to my knowledge engaging with a trans person. Why, hello there. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Regardless of how useless McBride is, she should still be treated with respect and courtesy and not be misgendered. Agreed. But when she is misgendered, she needs to do more pushback like she does with or like she did recently. Like instead of just thanking the person, like the first time she got misgendered, she literally just thanked the person and then moved on. And I just like, don't do that. Like, do something. Like, literally, like, just misgender them back or something. Like, that's fine. Like, that is at least something. You know what I mean? But yeah. If you're considering FFS, make sure you wait a while. Like, make sure you've been on HRT for at least like 3 or 4 years or like some amount of time so that you give yourself time to like feel comfortable. Because like when you start transitioning, dysphoria is gonna be so like it's decorum. Okay, so Billy, so like when you get time to talk on the floor of the House or the Senate, they go like, and now we're yielding the floor to how representative whatever, you got 5 minutes or whatever. And so when they did that, like you're supposed to say back, thank you, Madam Chair, or thank you sir, or whatever. Like you're supposed to say something back. Like that is the decorum thing. Like that's what you're quote unquote supposed to do. And so she just like, they misgendered her, and I'm not gonna do that, but they were like, they misgendered her, and then she was like, thank you, Madam Chair. And that was a woman who did it first. So she wasn't, she just, yeah. So it just, she just kind of like took it on the chin. And I don't know. Ugh. No, she did not thank them for misgendering her, but she thanked, I don't know. I mean, there, like, it's a fine line. Like, you know what I mean? Your face is Italian. It's what we have in common. I do feel like I look very Italian. I've been told by a lot of people that I look very European. She wore pink instead of standing up with Al Green. I was so sad to see that. Yeah, that's true. It's been over 8 years since starting estrogen, and I still want FFS. I just don't know when I'll be able to afford it. Try to look into the Trevor Project. That's what that's there for. That makes sense. I thought you meant, oh, I already read that. I don't even know what you're talking about, random person. Everyone at my job wears personalized pins and accessories, but my boss told me I couldn't wear my pronoun pin because pins aren't allowed. What? What? Oh wow. That is like a level of gaslighting. Like literally everyone's wearing wearing a pin, and they walk up to you and they're like, there are no pins allowed here. It's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. Um um you hadn't considered that? Yeah, no, no, that's what that's there for. Look at learning hospitals. You can get a student to do the work and get a discount. I don't know if I recommend that. I don't know if I recommend that. I feel like FFS, like the surgeries, are not something that you want to yes, you could go to Thailand. Well, actually, there are some good doctors there, but like you can go. Well, actually, I don't know if it's Thailand or Taiwan or like some people go overseas to like get the surgery, but like you really need to do a lot of research. Like you need like I would go to someone who has a history of people that they've worked on that you can talk to or that you can hear from. Like, oh, okay, they have like pictures and they have like you know what I mean? Because like if you are just talking to someone who has never done FFS before, or they like, you can't get in contact with any of their past patients, I don't know, that makes me feel very nervous. Like you need to go to someone with a sort of like a track record. uh Paint your pronoun on your shirt and see if they say shirt's not allowed. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, sorry. Brown University just released an email to its students warning international students not to travel right now. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I would not um recommend traveling right now. Would not recommend that at all. If your insurance won't cover it, you need to go out somewhere outside the US. Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying that you need to know what they've done before. When I become the first non-binary president, I will sign an EO to make pronouns mandatory. The court was able to block aliens. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Court blocked it. He's ignoring it. That's what I've heard. I feel like FFS would affirm my femininity because maybe no one would bat an eye at me. Uh, sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you look like. I don't know what, you know what I mean? All I will say, all I will say about FFS is that like I advise people to be careful about their dysphoria. Like I've mentioned this before. I have seen cis women with like massive brow bones. I've seen cis women with quote unquote clockable features. And I don't think like cis people don't worry about gender nonconforming traits. To an extent. Like obviously they do a little bit. Like women with PCOS often get laser hair removal and stuff like that. But in general, if you're like a cis woman and you have a big brow bone, you're not really worried about whether that's making you clockable, right? Like maybe you don't like it or whatever, but like it's, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It really depends. I can't give an answer because I don't know that, everyone has to like I don't have all the information about you or whatever. But I think people tend to like surgery. FFS can be amazing, but it's not always necessary, and sometimes there are people who pass very well who um go for FFS because they think they don't pass well, and like I don't know, it just, botched surgeries are the biggest risk. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be really 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 careful. FFS is a very delicate surgery, and you need to be very very careful about that. What's the scientific term for Adam's apple? I don't know, actually. I have no idea. Like if I got FFS, I don't even know what I would do. I would probably do the brow bone reduction. I'd probably do, like, I broke my nose when I was younger, so maybe I would do something with my nose a little bit, but like I don't know. But like like at that point, am I doing that just because I think it would look better, or am I doing that because of dysphoria? Both, sort of. But doesn't it, yeah, like if we all got FFS, it would make the one girl who can't get FFS um like feel bad. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like how like it's sort of just like plastic surgery in general normalizes the way people look with plastic surgery, which then makes more people want plastic surgery. It's like the boob thing. Like a lot of women get breast implants because a lot of women get breast implants. So like there's like pressure to have the big boobs because that's what the girlies have. So then everyone wants the breast implants because breast implants, you know? Um, so yeah. I call it an Eve's apple for the gals. That's actually super cute. Thank you for sharing that. I actually think that's a super uh good way to view that. Like it's a girly apple. It's a Granny Smith. um Larynx, not epiglottis. The epiglottis is that thing that hangs back in the back of your throat, I think. It's like steroids in bodybuilding. Yeah, it's like steroids in bodybuilding. People that use steroids create the feeling for other, like because there are guys on steroids, it distorts our expectations for what the human body should look like. It's like anime. You watch Dragon Ball Z or whatever, and then you like think that no guy is jacked because no guy looks like freaking Goku or whatever. Um, and I'm not trying to invalidate anyone. Like if you want a surgery and you really really want it, you're allowed to do whatever you want. Like personal freedom is important to me. So like at the end of the day, I'm never going to tell someone no, like you're not allowed to do what you want. Like do whatever you want. But, you know, you don't need a brow reduction. Well, thanks for saying that. I appreciate it. That's the uvula. Okay. I don't know what the epiglottis is then. That's something. I always had a crush on Kakarot. Uh, my mom's whole side of the family, including my grandma, has had breast implants and definitely makes women jealous comparing themselves. Yes. Yeah, for sure. I just think that like surgery should be something that we think about a lot, and something that we, spend a lot of time with it. It's like a tattoo. Like I would tell someone, if you want to get a tattoo, think about it for a year. If in a year you still want it, maybe that's something you should take more seriously and put into plans to go for it. Like I have a friend who's been on HRT for like 2.5 years, and she wants top surgery, and she's like pretty adamant about it. And like, go for it, girl. Like I'm not here to tell her no. You know what I mean? But like, you gotta think about it for a long time. I heard breast implants were very dangerous in a long-term effect. So they used to be. Breast implants used to be made out of like They used to be like silicone sacks that would like leak into your body. Like they would leak silicone. And also like you're supposed to have your breast this is something people don't think about. It's not a one and done. Like if you get breast implants, you have to have those replaced every 10 years. Every 10 years. So, you know what I mean? Like that's something to think about. Like you got to have the surgery redone every 10 years. Because it's dangerous to leave them in your body after a certain point. Now, I've heard conflicting information. I've heard some of the newer implants don't need to be replaced, or they don't need to be replaced as often. But I would still like consider the fact that, you know, there are, you know, and maybe you'll be unhappy with it. Like maybe you'll get the surgery and you'll be like, wow, that's too big. And then you have to do a whole nother surgery to get them reduced in size. So it starts a whole process, you know, and once you start doing it, like, but it's you just had yours done 2 years ago. Yours aren't saline. Wait, yup to what? I don't know. If you're unhappy with a few things, you may be focusing on the few things than the great overall. Uh, yeah, exactly. Like you don't want to focus too much on the do I take gels? No, I'm on injection. Yeah, like if you're like really focused on your dysphoric stuff, I think that like, you know, that's a whole thing. This is a whole conversation we could have. My Gmon got huge ones and now she has back pain. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me to do your HRT. Yeah, I have my shot is tomorrow. I have to do my shot tomorrow. I can recommend the patches. Yeah, I was on patches for like a year. I started to get skin irritation with it. And so I wanted to change over to the injections because it was also cheaper. I've been saving money being on injection. New research is showing that tracheal shave allows the larynx to drop back, and over time it can lower your voice. Can also cause vocal cord bowing that can make the voice raspy. Wow, really? That is interesting. I would be interested to know more about that. Do you have the research for that? Like, do you have a link to like, I don't know if you can even post links in chat, but do you have like, maybe if you're in Discord, can you like share it to me in Discord? I would want to see the study on that. Progesterone as injection. No, the progesterone is just a pill. I don't think they have. I think progesterone is always a pill, right? Like, do they have that in other forms? I don't think so. Don't fall for the propaganda about voice tone. What do you mean by that? I don't understand. The epiglottis is the flap at the top of your windpipe that keeps you from aspirating on food and water. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah. How often is the injection for estrogen? It's either twice a week or once a week. I'm pretty sure. I think it depends, but for me, it's once a week. Not on hand, but I can get it and put it on your Discord. You work in pulmonary. Okay, well, that would be really awesome. I mean, no pressure or anything, but if you feel like sharing that, I would really, really appreciate that. Gray market, yeah, progesterone can be injectable, but it's more effective as a suppository. Yeah, but like you don't necessarily need it to be more effective. You know what I mean? Like I already get enough effect. Like I'm about to have blood work soon. So I'll know. But like as far as like for me, progesterone already has enough effect on me. Like I don't think I need this. I just take it orally. Injections are nice if you're able to be there for them. The mood swings may increase after the injection and then taper off near the next one. Yeah, like there's a more of a cycle. Like when I was on patches, I feel like my hormone cycle was really consistent, but on injections, there's more of an up and down. But it's not really like too bad. I'm looking forward to my injection day tomorrow because like I do feel a little low, but like it's not really a big deal. Like I feel like a little bit like it feels almost like a little bit of a warm hug after my injection. But owner or mods can only send links in YouTube chats. Oh, okay. I thought about the injection as my wife has been doing that pretty easily for her Wegovy. I don't know what that is. Not sure if I want to stick per week. Yeah, I mean it's I have needle fear. Like I'm afraid of shots. And so it's really hard. But like it's yeah. 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 Do you have to know how to use the injection or just anywhere in the thigh? If you are doing injections, you 110,000% should have someone do like you need to have a pharmacist or a doctor do injection training with you where they show you step by step exactly what to do. Because like it is important. Like it's pretty important to get the facts right. Like you really want to make sure you're injecting in a safe location, that you're injecting the right way, that you're prepping the medicine right, that you're checking it. Like like there's a very specific step-by-step process. And like I got injection training where like someone sat in a room with me and literally went from start to end through the whole process. Is it a syringe or more like an EpiPen? It's like a syringe. Like you have a drawing needle and then you have an injecting needle. Like you draw with a larger needle because estrogen is thicker, and so like you need like a thicker needle to inject with or to draw the medicine with, but then you swap to a smaller needle and you inject with it. But like it's still pretty long. Like I do intramuscular injections, so the needle is kind of long. Uh but the length of the needle is not what freaks me out. It's not the length of the needle, it's just like it's just the needle in general just freaks me out. So you're taking your injection right now. I hope it goes well. Hope it goes well. My last one kind of hurt. Uh, there are YouTube videos that you can. Yeah, there are YouTube videos, but I really do think that you need to have someone like a professional walk you through it. Like, yes, you can watch a video. I don't recommend that unless that's literally your only option, and even so, uh I'm AFAB, but I'm on T, so I started passing out when I was doing my shots. My doctor retaught me how to do it somewhere else, and I haven't had problems since. Wow, that's cool. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I wonder if I would feel like less scared injecting into a different part of my body, but I feel like um you know, I don't know. Uh, that was like over 10 years into, so it's never too late to relearn. True. There are detailed you I did injections for T, wasn't told how to do it properly and got nerve damage. Ow. That sounds painful. Done that in a recent appointment. The nurse walked me through what to do. Yeah. Oh, there's like a new right winger in the chat. Can you please explain to me how it is that you're talking about needing to take hormones to maintain your transition, but yet you don't think that there's an issue about boys and girls sports? You just don't even know what you're talking about. Like, the discussion right here just proves that you guys should understand that trans boys have oh god. I just proved it. What? You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. You don't even know what you're not using the right words. You have no idea what you're talking about. There are there are literally regulatory agencies within the sports world. Trans people have been competing in sports for like 20 years, and it literally was never an issue until someone decided to make it an issue. You guys constantly assume cis women are trans. Like that one boxer, I bet you think she's trans, but she's literally a cis woman. So like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go too hard into it because you're just so ignorant. Like, you're not one of those people that's looking to grow, looking to learn. But like, the medical transition works. Duh. Like, I have like 3 testosterone in my entire body, which is like less than a cis woman. So, I'm not a right winger. I'm a very big progressive. Uh-huh. Sure you are. Yeah, sure you are. Me when I lie. Me when I lie. Oh, Jesus. Now that I'm changing the subject, what are you even talking about? I literally was not changing the subject. You're just spamming chat with nonsense. Oh my god. Okay. Dude, you are so engaged. You're literally the most engaged chatter. Like, congratulations, you got the participation trophy. But what's funny to me about this is that like every second you watch me, every time you comment in my chat, you're like helping me. Like, you're doing my work for me. Like, you're looking to learn. Are you really looking to learn? I want to understand why it is that you need hormones to maintain a transition, but yet that doesn't show that you. Oh my god. There are trans people who are athletes. They are on hormones. Like a trans woman is on estrogen, meaning that her body runs on estrogen. It does not run on testosterone. If there is an athlete who's on testosterone and he stops taking it, does he get weaker? Yes. I'm not going to explain to me. Oh my god, I'm literally explaining it to you right now. If you're a cis guy and you take testosterone, you get stronger. If you stop taking testosterone, you get weaker. And so guess what? As long as you're on your hormones, you're going to be weak as heck. And guess what? Athletes have to be on hormone replacement therapy. You're not allowed to compete. Like if you're a trans woman, you're not allowed to compete with women unless you're on hormone therapy. So there you go. Where did the messages go? Francine got it. It's okay. I mean, I don't mind. Like, I really don't mind people being stupid. I mean, that was a little aggressive. Like, they were like spamming chat. Not really spamming, but they were going hard in the paint. So I'm you know, the phobes are the biggest interaction farmers. They literally are. So I used to use TikTok a lot. And when you're on TikTok, like I could go, like I'd be sitting in someone's live stream, like a trans girly, I'd be sitting in her live stream or like whoever. And then I would go to a different trans person's live stream, and you would see the same troll, like someone who was commenting in the other live stream being a bigot. Like they literally repeating a point is totally spamming. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was pretty spammy. But 2 years of HRT replacement before considered for playing in that part of sports. Yeah, you gotta be like you got to be on HRT for a while, and like, you know what I mean? Like there are regulatory agencies that handle these things. Like there's not been an issue. And if you think there's an issue, then you've literally bought into the right-wing propaganda. And saying you're a progressive is like the biggest joke in the world. To be fair, it's not a requirement to take hormones or have surgery to be trans. No, not to be trans, but to be a trans athlete. Yes. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about whether someone's identity is valid. We're talking about sports. And for sports, hormones are important. Like hormones are literally like testosterone is the make you strong hormone. Estrogen is not that. So like that is important to talk about. But like trans folk recognize that. Like we probably recognize that more than cis people. Like we know what hormones do to people. That's why we're so confident that trans athletes are not an issue, because we know how hormones work. The biggest thing about trans in sports is 10 versus 510,000. Where can I ask where that number came from? I've heard that number used a lot lately, and I'm just curious where it came from. Like 10 versus 510,000. I'm willing to believe it. Like there are barely any trans athletes, but I'm just curious like where that number came from. It's wild how we're expecting to seriously argue with people who don't want trans people in sports as if there's any results or statistics that suggest that we have an advantage. Right. Right. Yeah. You know, I mean, I, I don't think that the sports issue is like it's one of those issues where like people don't really look into the research. People just think that it's common sense and they come to a conclusion. Like if you're a right winger, you're like, well, obviously there's an advantage, which there's not. But like if you're a right winger, like you're gonna do zero research and you're just gonna like have an opinion. And unfortunately, a lot of Democrats do the same thing. Like a lot of Democrats don't really know anything about the stuff. That's the number of trans athletes the president of the NCAA said are in college level sports right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. 10 athletes out of 510,000 from the director of the congressional hearing. Okay. They are worried about a few players. Never watched that type of sport. Yeah. Yeah. Did I see your comment on tuckwear? I don't really care about talking about that right now. Like, you know, do what you want. If you want to talk. If you don't want to, don't. You know, follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Good stretch. Freddy's down there being cute still. He's being a very cute boy. Such a cute, precious baby boy. Such a precious, cute, precious baby boy. I recommend getting back on track and ignore the trolls. Well, they're like, I mean, like, if someone is like ridiculous, like if they're like super ridiculous, I'll ignore them. But like arguing with a chatter is like really good for my content. There was a great moment in your last video with Freddy just trying to get your hair. Yeah, well, he like does this thing where he's not really going after my hair. He's like he'll paw at me to try to get my attention. Like he'll put his paw on me. He'll like put his paw on me and just like stare at me. But like sometimes he'll like climb up me or like try to climb up me a little. It's like he wants a hug, you know? It's like he wants uppies. Do we agree as a community that only medically transitioned trans people should be able to compete? What do you mean? Yeah, like, so if you're a trans woman, I mean that everyone should be able to participate. Okay, I'm gonna be so real with you. If you're a trans woman and you're not on hormone therapy, you need to play with like it's more about your hormone profile, right? With sport. So like if your body is still dependent, like if you still have dominantly testosterone in your body, you should be playing against people or competing against people who are like have dominant testosterone as their hormone. If your dominant hormone is estrogen, you should be competing with people whose dominant hormones are estrogen. Does that make sense? Like, and that is just for fairness. Like there is an advantage if you're not medically transitioning. Now, if we wanted to, why can't it just be weight class based or something? Well, there are some sports that are like co-ed. Like there's that one, like they were talking about that one thing where it was like it's like a triathlon or whatever. Like a lot of stuff like that, like marathons, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of mixed sex competition, but like for certain sports, it is important. Why can't it just be weight class? Because like the dominant hormone matters. That needs to be decided by the sports league, not the president. Agreed. Like for sure, I agree 100% that the sports regulatory agencies should be able to do that because they have been doing that for a long time. Co-ed leagues are great. Yeah, like co-ed leagues are fine. What about Leah Thomas? She's on estrogen, right? I don't know what about her. Some people can't take hormones for whatever reason. Or what about cis people who produce unnatural hormone levels? Are they checking everyone? I mean, they're probably not checking everyone, but you know what I mean? Like if look, if you're not allowed to take hormone therapy and like if you're a trans woman and for some reason medically you're unable to take hormone therapy, you're just going to have to play a co-ed sport or something. Anecdotally, I'm a trans woman and an amateur runner. I've been on HRT for 1 year, and just in that time, my average pace has gone down by a full minute per mile. What about cis women with elevated levels of testosterone? Like, you mean like they're doping on testosterone? They have an advantage to then be able to compete with normal levels of T. I mean, sure. Like, yeah, if we're gonna play this game, like, if we're going to like, look, if you're a cis woman and you're taking testosterone therapy, then like you're cheating. Okay, like that's cheating. Like that's taking steroids. What medical reason can this be? Well, some people like some people have like some like this happens with cis women too, but like estrogen can give you headaches and stuff like that. So like there are certain things like some trans men are not able to take testosterone. Like it just some people have issues with it. There are certain women with certain conditions that give them that's true. Like if you have PCOS and you have super elevated levels of testosterone, maybe you have to be on an anti-androgen. Like maybe you need to be on Spiro. Like we have treatments for this. It's not like you're permanently stuck with that. I feel like some people in chat are like trying to gotcha me right now or something. But like my stance is like I don't understand how you could argue against my stance. Then you have to talk about banning people like Michael Phelps because he has an unnatural lack of lactic acid production, which makes your muscles feel taut. Yeah, well, he does have like I've heard about that. Michael Phelps is like a genetic freak. I mean, like that's kind of a thing about sports. Like we can only control for so many things. But we do control sports for like hormone imbalances and stuff. Like we people usually do that. Like that is a thing that regulatory agencies do. What if you have equal levels? Like what do you mean? Like what do you mean? Not trying to gotcha. This shit is complicated. It makes my brain hurt. I mean, it's sort of complicated, but it's also not very complicated. Like, I feel like I heard someone say this once. Like, yeah, we could like politicians kind of like you are in a wheelchair, you can't play football. I think everyone's got a chance. I think everyone gets a chance to compete. Other than that, I don't watch sports. Anyone competing is in competitive sports has an I mean, maybe we could do it by muscle mass, but like, I don't know. I can't remember who it was, but there was an athlete who dominated their sports as a man, transitioned, then proceeded to dominate the women's league. Awesome. That's just an amazing athlete. Sure. I hate how invested people's lives are. I'm too strong for sports, but too weak for the military argument is just transphobic in nature. Yeah, that is a really silly thing that transphobes do. Like you have a biological advantage, but also you're too weak to serve in the military. Like what? What? I thought we had an advantage. Like you're gonna let cis women in the military, but you're not gonna let trans women in the military? Or does that make sense? Now I'm just being silly. How about a sports competition followed by a chess competition? Higher scores. That's fine. I think that's a thing somewhere. I wonder if people are looking for excuses so they don't have to pursue HRT because no, tech. I think that's really dangerous thinking. There are some people who genuinely cannot take HRT. And there are some people who don't want to take HRT. And that's fine. Like your identity doesn't need to match your presentation and you don't need to like but that does affect things. It's going to affect things. But like like choice matters. Like everyone's allowed to have a choice. Maybe remove sports from existence. No more sports. You ruined it for everyone. Good job, conservative. Yeah. Let's just abolish sports. Let's defund sports. All sports are different. Yeah, like there's so many different sports, like, and there's so many different. Oh. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm just kind of done with that topic. Only thing I care about is hockey because you support your grandparents' hockey team. Yeah, the only sports actually, here's a hot take. The only sports we should have should be like senior leagues where like everyone is like 60 plus and like you're just like, you know what I mean? Like that should be it. There should be only senior sports. You watch like people like shuffle with a football. And it's like no contact. So like you just, you know. Raven, can you like if okay, Raven, I see everything. I see chat. It's not moving too fast. If you re-ask a question over and over, the reason I'm not answering it is because I don't feel like answering it. So I would appreciate like just like if you ask a question once, I see it. Don't feel like you know, answering. Oh, Freddy, and a cute baby boy. Yeah. Yes, he is. He's a cute boy. He's a cute baby boy. Giving me kisses. You thought it was going too fast? Nope. Chat is really not moving very fast at all, which is fine. You know, just yeah. Good boy. I'm almost 70 and still snowboarding. No shuffling here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be like ageist there or anything. Was not my intention. I was trying to make a funny, but I realized partway through that it really wasn't that funny. So, God, he's really licking me like crazy. He's going crazy. There's like saliva flying everywhere. Am I planning on PZ or anything tonight? Here for whatever, but curious. I was considering doing Monster Hunter Wilds tonight, but I don't know. I don't know. My premium chatting skills only go unnoticed because it would require too much bandwidth to process. He's upping his salt content. He really is. He's going kind of hard on the licking. He's very cute. Very cute. It kind of tickles. Kind of tickles. No pressure. I enjoy the chat too. Yeah, lately I've been like, I do my stream and then I get tired and I'm like, I don't feel like streaming anymore. And then how old is he again? He's like 3 or 4. He's not a very old boy, but he's definitely an adult cat. Oh, who's a precious baby? Yes, he is. I need a bath, obviously. Yeah, apparently. Needed a little break. I'm back. Hope you're all having a good day. You too. What did I miss? Uh, Not much. I don't know. We've just been chatting about stuff. Never really know what's going on in stream. Stream is just like me just saying stuff and people just talking back. And hi from New Zealand. Enjoy your content. Why, hello there. Why, hello there. Oh my gosh. He's really going hard on the kisses. Going very hard on the kisses. That face. Yeah. He's a very precious boy. He's a very precious boy. Usually cats love to lick the salt from hand. Yeah. Freddy is a very affectionate boy. He loves to give the kisses. Was he always sweet with me? Yeah. He's always been very affectionate. He's a very he honestly Freddy tends to be like anxious attached. Like he has separation anxiety and he gets he gets like he gets really needy about attention. Like he wants attention all the time. So he's a little he's a little he can be a little much sometimes. He's just a very he like Freddy loves people. He's not a very like he doesn't like other cats. He likes people. And so kind of what I see with him a lot is that he's like begging for attention all the time. Um, we're enjoying getting to watch the kitty too. True. Animals are driven by instinct and do not have the curse of introspection. I'm envious. Finally got the motorcycle back out. Winter was way too long. I agree, winter was too long. I am happy to see the weather changing. Today was kind of cold here, but it's still nicer than it has been. I know it's a nothing burger, but seeing Trump get boom mic'd is so funny. What's even funnier about it is that he thinks it's like this, like he thinks it's like like you can tell when it happens that he's like thinking about disappearing the person or whatever. And like he like takes it he like takes it as like the most serious insult ever. It's like, dude, no one like it's funny, but like no one really cares. I'm sorry to hear that, Jillian. MAGA is saying he should sue them over it. you you brushed my face with a boom mic? How dare you? How dare you brushed my face slightly? What's a boom mic? Like so Trump was giving an interview and do you know what a boom mic is? They're like the fuzzy mics that are on the end of the long stick. Um someone was trying to maneuver one of those and like hit Trump in the face with it on accident. Like he was talking and they like just kind of hit him in the face with it on accident. I really wish it had gone into his mouth. I just think it would have been so funny if that boom mic had like gone into his mouth. Missed opportunity, honestly. Missed opportunity. He's so fragile. Yeah. You should look it up. It's really funny. Does Freddy get to sleep with me or in his own bed? He used to sleep with me, but he started having tummy issues, and so actually whacked him. It's more like brushed him in the face. Like it kind of like rubs across. Like I think he was more worried about his makeup. Like I think he was worried about his makeup. I don't think it was worried about the other stuff. Hmm. Cheeto dust brushing off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's worried about the Cheeto dust being rubbed off. You know. Um, does CBD for animals really work or is it harmful? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Gosh, I got so much dandruff. It's supposed to be my hair washing day. Actually, I usually wash my hair on Mondays. But yeah, my hair is like gross. It's like the day before hair washing day, which is like not great. Not great. Central Business District for animal. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm really happy that Freddy is having less tummy issues. Like it's getting better. It makes me happy. I probably should go wash my hand because Freddy just like licked my entire hand. Like my hand is literally covered. Not this one, but the other one is covered in Freddy like saliva. Good to hear the little man's doing better. He is getting better. Um, like I said at the beginning of the stream, but he has not had a big accident in like over a week. He's had like a couple smaller accidents, but nothing like big. Um, so yeah. Nighty night. Good night, Jamila. Love what you do. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Is it an accident? Pee or poo? It's poo. He has like tummy issues, and what's with the blue tape? I cut myself at work. Um, it's a band-aid. Uh, Freddie has some tummy issues. It started like 5 or 6 months ago. He had like some dental work done, and they had to pull a tooth, so they had to put him under anesthesia and give him on antibiotics. And ever since then, his tummy has just been so messed up. And honestly, I've tried so many things, but recently I put him on this like really high quality food. Like it's like the highest quality food you can get other than a raw diet. And yeah. Yeah, Freddie says goodnight to you as well. He says yes. He says, don't you? Good night, Jason. I'm not going anywhere yet. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream. I was saying goodnight to Jamila. What brand is that for cat you use? What? What brand is my cat? My cat is a terrorist. She has pissed on our bed while we were in the bed twice. Oh. 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 Yeah, some cats get really vindictive, I guess. Freddie says, "Hey, I'm not done cleaning you." He says, "Hey, I want pets." He said I gave you all the cleaning. Where are my pets? Where are my pets? Um Cat food. It's like I get it from a local store. It's like made in house or whatever. So probably not accessible for you. Yeah, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick, or my hand, because it's covered in Freddy saliva. Uh, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go do that. Um, yeah. So I will be right back. Okay. 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 It's not the store brand cat, it's the real deal. Yeah, I've got that like that handmade uh locally sourced cat. Okay, I am back. Good news. I'd like to share. A friend from my group picked me up, took me to pick up groceries. We hung out for the rest of the day. It was great getting out of the house to socialize again. That's awesome. That's awesome. Comrade Anthony, welcome. Happy to see you. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. I want to know why trans rights aren't protected under the Constitution. Civil rights were not a part of the Constitution. Like, that's why we've had to like pass things like the Civil Rights Act and stuff. Like we did that stuff and we're continuing to do that stuff because there's like nothing in the Constitution about it. Like it's all just about government process. I mean, it says like a few things, but you know, like all men are created equal or whatever, but that's like a bit misogynist, you know, like a bit like sexist. Oh no, I'm so sorry I dead named you. No, I'm sorry. That happened earlier in stream where someone was like, oh no, my YouTube name is my dead name. I'm so sorry. I hope that wasn't too I'm cracking my knuckles. I apologize. It's not your fault. I was actually talking about it earlier. Someone donated a little bit of money and I was like, it would be really terrible if someone donated money under like a dead name account. And then I was like, thank you, dead name. Thank you so much, dead name. Like that would be really an experience. Hey, Alex, welcome. Welcome. You hear it every day. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Hello, lol. Hello, lol. Some states like here in NY have transgender rights in our state constitution. Yeah, like there are some states that have done that stuff, and that's really important. Did I see the blood moon? Yes. You love my cat? Thank you. He's a very sweet boy. Do I wear extensions? No. So I had an undercut. I had before transition. Okay, before transition, the long hair was long. Like this long hair has been long for years, but like all this stuff right here was like shaved. Like I was shaving, like I had an undercut all the way around my head, and I've been growing it out for since I started transition. So I guess it's been growing out for like a year and a half. So yeah, I want all my hair to be the same length. Like I want the shorter stuff to be as long as the longer stuff, but it's just gonna take time. Did I injure my hand? Yeah, I was at work and I cut myself. It's not really that bad or anything. I wanted to put a band-aid over it because like, you know, I work around food and you know, gotta be safe and sanitary. Yeah, I'll just refer to you as comrade. I don't know why I have a chat box up here. I don't know why I keep reading it up here when like I have the chat box right next to the camera. I don't know why I'm doing that. It is crazy how many people left when I went to go pee. Crazy. You're still here? Well, thank you, One Love. I can always rely on you. No, it's just really interesting how like streaming works. Like like you have to almost do a continuous stream of consciousness, because like if you stop talking or stop doing anything for like 2 minutes, people like get bored and click out. Like the longer I do just a stream of consciousness ranting at the screen or arguing with a chatter, like kind of the better. That's why I said earlier that like don't apologize if like I engage with you or even if I call you out, but if I do that, that's like it's good for my channel. Like I'm trying to do that. Like I'm trying to engage with chat. So if I engage with you in chat, you're not like taking over the stream or anything. Like I'm doing that on purpose. If I want to ignore you, I will just ignore you. Like I read everything, and well, I don't want to say literally everything. I read like most everything. Undercuts look so weird when you start growing them out. Yeah. Yeah, like the first few months were really rough. Once it got down to like the really bad part was when I wasn't like, this part used to be so long or so short that I couldn't like, I could only put the top part up for a while. It took a while to get the rest of it to the length where like I can put it all up in a ponytail or whatever. But you know, it took time to get there, and yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there, honestly. Like I just need like another year or so, and then maybe I'll get it cut to like, you're growing out a buzz cut. So the short part is a year and a half. The shorter hairs, that's a year and a half. The longer stuff, that's like 5 or 6 years. But I think I kind of hit the maximum length of my hair. Like I actually don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure the longer stuff is literally not growing anymore. Like it just like breaks or whatever. I think hair ties and softer stuff ruins your hair too. You got to use scrunchies. Scrunchies or like the gator clips, like soft hand, like you don't want to use hair ties. Hair ties are really bad for your hair. Hi, Unique Sexy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. I'm still hanging out, just listening while doing my taxes. I thank you for reminding me that I need to do my taxes. I don't want to do that. I think I'm gonna try to do the. Has anyone done the direct file, like the free file, like the government file? Has anyone tried that this year? I've heard that it's still active, but I don't know. I don't know. I love it when you read my comments. I get excited to be a part of your live stream engagement. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I like that there are people that want to chat with me, and you know, like I appreciate that, because like I know how much like attention and stuff it takes to. Freddy, do you wanna do you wanna do you wanna be a baby? Yeah. He's perching right now. Aww. You did the free file this year? Well, thank you for actually typing that out. I appreciate you. Um, how was it? Did it work? Did it work okay? Can you hear him purr? I don't think I think my noise compression or noise gate would like stop that from going through. But that's what I was thinking about doing, cuz like I really don't want to. Oh, I don't mind paying taxes. I actually don't pay taxes because I'm so poor that like I get like a massive return. Like I I'm not like, I don't have any issue with paying taxes. I just make so little money that like I don't really pay very much in taxes. But for me it's actually just the like executive dysfunction. Like I just hate doing it. Like it's just something that like kind of sucks to do, and I don't know. It's not a big deal. I just like I always forget about it. Like, I don't it's not, you know what I mean? You do it once a year, so you don't really think about it, and then it's like, "Oh, shoot, I need to do that," and then you forget. And then it's like, "Oh, shoot, I need to do that," and then you forget. And, like, the only time I remember is when I'm in the middle of, like, work, or I'm, like, in the middle of, like, a stream, like, right now, and it's like, "Oh, crap, I gotta remember to do that." And then when I have time to do it, I don't remember to do it. Um, what are you doing, Fred? Are you cozy? Are you cozy, Fred? Okay. Okay. Wah. Oh, yeah, you're gonna get uh you're gonna get crazy on me, Fred? You're gonna get crazy? Such a sweet kitty. Yeah. What? You don't like being held like this? He does not like being held like this. He's purring, but his tail is he's also slapping his tail around. So he's like a little agitated. He's just like he's one of those cats that he really likes he, he likes to be in control of his footing. And if you take away his footing from him, he's not like a big fan of it. He's actually like he's letting me do this for like way longer than I thought he would. So, I haven't had to do taxes in years because you don't work. Uh, I wish YouTube was my job, like full time, but I'm getting there. I'll work on it. I've started vitamin D. Is that beneficial being on HRT? I mean, I'm on vitamin D, but that's because I don't get enough sunlight. Like I don't go outside enough. So yeah. I don't know if there's anything to do with HRT with that, but I know vitamin D has to do with calcium absorption, and calcium absorption has to do with strong bones, and strong bones have to do with things. So I just looked, and IRS direct file still seems up, but only available in 25 states. Ohio isn't one of them. No. Oh, I'm sorry, Fred. I wasn't trying to scare you. Okay, you can go back to relaxing. Um, yeah, I I live in Ohio, so looks like I'm stuck with TurboTax. Yay! Oop, oop, oop. There we go. I'm only considering moving to get a name change so I can work. I don't work because of the dead name. Oh, I see. Do I call him Frederick when he's naughty? uh, Honestly, no, but I should, because that is actually his full name is Frederick. But I have 12K followers. If just 25% of them gave me $1 a month, I'd have a job. I should you should join my Patreon. Yeah, you should join my Patreon. I would appreciate that very much if you did, honestly. I have my link tree pinned in the chat here. If you click on the link tree, you can go to my Discord, you can go to my Patreon, all of my socials are linked in there. So that's like the everything link right there. So yeah, all you do is click the link, and then you like the Discord has like almost 1,300 people in it. So if you want to join a friendly Discord, we have that in there. All of that stuff. It's all good. Is Frederick his legal birth certificate name? Yeah, like when I adopted him from the shelter, I put his name as Frederick. Um, but yeah, so I can barely do math, but if 4,000 people, wait, no, that'd be 3,000. if 3,000 people gave me $1 a month, I'd be making like double what I make at my job now. I make like $1,600 a month at my full-time 40-hour-a-week job. So if I was making like $2,000 a month, I would be able to quit my job. Well, maybe not quit, but like I would cut down my hours a bunch. Um, so but yeah, I would have. I see there are some Patreon subscribers in the chat, and I appreciate you folk a lot. Would I be interested in talking to an advocate who does public talks and seminars who is also a? I mean, yeah, I'm always open to collaborating. It's just kind of like it's just kind of unfortunate that sorry, I got Freddy hair in my mouth from giving him a kiss. Bleh. Bleh. I think I got it. I'm always up to do collaborations, but like my schedule is kind of crazy. So like, you know what I mean? Like I work 40 hours a week and I do YouTube and I gotta like feed myself and like chores and errands and stuff, you know? So like I really do not have a lot of free time. Like there have been a couple people that have reached out to me and like they're like, oh, we have a Thursday night podcast. It's like I literally work every Thursday night, you know? So like I work in food, Raven. Consider checking the IRS free file. I just talked about that. Not to call you out or anything. Maybe you just missed it, but someone else was talking about that like 5 minutes ago. Wait, IRS free file is available in 50 states? Oh, that's different than direct file. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just scrolled up. And I'm the one who's now learning. I came in way too hot with that. Okay, I just looked and you were the one that said direct file is only available. Okay. But then free file is up. So what is free file? What's free file? Oh, thank you, Sora. Yeah, sorry about that. I was not trying to be a bitch. I was not trying to be a bitch. Let's see here. What do we got? How does it work? So let the software do the work. You choose from software companies. Simple questions guide you. Okay, so IRS Free File has a guided tax software. That's interesting. So I'm just gonna click through some of this. How old am I? 31. Forgot for a second. Wait. Did I receive? No. Oh, sorry, chat. I got distracted. You mess with the cat, you sleep with the fishes. Oh, excuse me. I wait. What was I? I would recommend getting a higher paying part-time job versus full-time lower paying job, provided you don't get insurance through your work. I mean, yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? But I went to college for like almost 8 years. I got 2 bachelor degrees. I went to school for medical massage, and here I am working a food job. Isn't that interesting how I went and did all the things? I'm a skilled laborer. I'm a massage therapist. My license is expired. I would have to get it renewed. But like I was making like as a massage therapist, I was making literally the same amount of money that I'm making now as a food worker. And I am a high paid food worker. Like um I'm in management, so I get paid like a decent amount in terms of food work, but that's still poverty wages. Yes, the get a better paying job. Really? I've never thought about that before. Consider joining a skilled trade union, pretty strong in the Midwest. I don't think that there's a trade union for food. See ya, Spencer. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one. Was just checking out your Blue Sky. Did you get Monster Hunter Wilds? I sure did. I have like 50 hours in it. It's really good. I really like it. I think that overall, it's a massive improvement from World, and I'm excited to see what they do with like adding more monsters and maybe a potentially a new area eventually. But overall, like it's a fantastic game. I like the progression. I like the new monsters, except for Kongalala, which is kind of just a meme. I like a lot of it. It's all pretty good. Um, the my only issue is like optimization. Like it makes my graphic card spin like crazy. I go off on the that's a teenager job people. Not everyone could be a legacy hire into daddy's firm, Walter. Yeah, like I should be able to make money. I've been working with the same company for like 8 years. Uh, and the reason why, like, I worked at the food job through college, so like that's where I got my experience for like 6 years. I was in college, working 40 hours a week while going to school, going to college, and then I graduated college and I was just stuck in food. And so then I just kept working, and then I went to massage school and I became a massage therapist, and the only way to make good money doing that is to have your own business. Like I'd have to start a private practice, which is like that's like a lot of work. Like starting a private practice is it's a lot. Like you got to find the clients, you got to Good night, Matt. Or sorry, Nat. I'm sorry. I just took the first letter from your last name and um slapped it on your yeah, whatever. I'm going to bed, but thank you so much for the suggestion picking a name. Love your channel. Have a good night. You have a great night. Thank you so much. Do I like being a manager? I mean, it's fine. I like being highly skilled at my job. I really like that. You have 85 hours? Well, to be fair, like I just have less time to play. Like I make content, I work, I gotta sleep and stuff. So like I just don't have a ton of money to like, you know what I mean? Don't have a ton of money. My point is that there are literally not enough jobs and too much greed for everyone to make $50 an hour. Wait, what's the oh. Uh I did 16 years in broadcast TV, then was a ghostwriter, then jumped into software testing at Blizzard. Now almost 50 years old, I'm back in school to become a music therapist. Wow, that's a cool career. I mean, I've also had very many different like I've done a lot of stuff. Like I wanted to be a teacher, and then I wanted to do this and that and this and that. So I've done a number of things. No matter the specific job, if you work full time, you deserve to live comfortably. Yeah, for real. Like if you work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, you should make good money. You should make money. Ugh. The old this and that, the struggle is real. Well, it's just more like, I don't know. My original dream job was being a teacher. But then I realized that that is actually hell on earth, especially being a music teacher. I went to school. My degrees are in music and philosophy. I have a music degree and I have a philosophy degree. And I also have a medical massage degree. So I've done all of those things. And uh I also am a fire performer. So I've done like circus sideshow performance stuff. I used to travel and teach and perform for that. Um yeah, like so I've dabbled. I've done retail, I've done food. I've done a lot. I've got a lot of honestly, one thing that I really like about being a content creator is that like I have touched so much grass. Some might say that I've touched more grass than any other content creator in the history of YouTube. And that is me pantomiming Trump. Because like no, but for real, I've got a lot of life experience. I'm joking, obviously. Like I'm not like perfect. I've still got gaps in my knowledge and gaps in my experiences and stuff, of course, because no one can do everything or be everything or know everything. But I've got a lot of life experience. I've got enough life experience to know that like I don't know everything. You know what I mean? And so like I feel like that helps me be um a responsible content creator. Like it helps me bring knowledge of the world to the internet. Like I know how real people are, and like the internet is very hyperbolic and full of bots and full of misinformation. And like to be honest, a lot of people, if you spend too much time online, you start to have a very distorted view of what everyone is like and what people are like and what the world is like. And you just like you really do need to have a lot of experience interacting with people and interacting with the world and navigating through society and building relationships and all of that. Like you need all of that. um so but yeah, I think that that's helpful for me, like in my with my channel. Like I think it helps me do the thing. I'm trying to remember. I gotta go get my W2 after this. I am thank you to, I don't remember your username, whoever said the stuff about IRS free file. I want to thank you personally, Chunky Shrapnel. I want to thank you personally. I'm also sorry that I like started going off on you for a second. I didn't mean it. I promise. I'm um I'm I'm very tired. I used the excuse earlier. I'm gonna use the excuse again. Um, Comrade Stolas, I was a teacher, and yeah, it was rough. What did you teach? I'm curious. You out there walking that walk? No one should ever need to work more than 40 hours. Honestly, we could have it where people only work 20 hours or less. Yeah, I feel like 30 hours a week should be the average. I know that some people are more or less or whatever, but um, yeah. Being QA on Overwatch at Blizzard was my dream job until I got laid off. Yeah, but also Blizzard really screwed that up, didn't they? Like with the Overwatch 2 stuff. Oh my god. Um it sucks. I have autism, so what I want to do is always changing. Yeah, I kind of feel that. Um Less so nowadays because in my 30s, I feel like I've sort of settled into pattern. I know what I like, I know what I don't like. I'm not really in an exploratory phase anymore. But I'm a music tutor. One-on-one is much easier. Can't imagine teaching a whole classroom. I did one-on-one private lessons. I did, like in school we learned how to do teaching a group or whatever. But I never worked as a music teacher, like teaching, but I did some odd jobs like in college, but like I never worked as an actual music teacher. Uh Good night, Ashley. Have fun with your homework. Thank you for sharing. Uh, Sorry, I'm like behind on chat. Chat like really picked up, so I'm trying to. I'm in Cali. You think the parents would be chill? McDonald's sucks. We have to be nice to rude customers. Yeah, trust me. That's my job is like that too. My mom was a teacher and working her whole life. She loved it. Said it was hard too. Yeah, my grandma worked, she was a special education teacher, and she built like lifelong relationships with her students where like they called her for her entire life, and like, we're very grateful, and like it was very wholesome, very wholesome. Preschool started as an instructional aide for special needs kids, and then worked for a wealthy private school, and then worked for Head Start. Oh, okay. That's very admirable of you. I appreciate you. I've definitely found my line of work in tree care plants. I touch grass every day for work. Being in your 30s is definitely where you feel like you are in your prime as a person. Physically, I'd love to be back in my 20s. Yeah. Like, well, I kind of no, because like physically I was like not transitioned in my 20s, but like if I could like be as I am now in my 20s, then yeah, that would be sick. I'd be happy taking care of beasties on a farm and doing maintenance. I just don't like a vehicle. I just don't have a vehicle or skills with people. Well, I say that, but my group members would probably debate that. A quarter of the medical industry works 72-hour weeks. Oh my god. That's Oh yeah, 3 days on, 4 days off. Yeah, I've heard about that. Um 30 hours is the max before it technically becomes full time. Well, yeah. Yeah, like I do get insurance and stuff through my job. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put the IRS free file away because it's just staring me in the face. I work for a call center who helps people in New York sign up for healthcare. I like working for the company because of their inclusive policies. That's cool. Uh, huh. Yeah, my 30s so far have been really amazing, but my 30s have been like I've I was 29 when I started transition, so oh, does your job pay for insurance or do you have to pay for it? Well, they pay for part of it and then you have to pay for part of it. Like they don't pay for all of it. Oop. Do I have off on Mondays? No. Well, yes, normally, but tomorrow, no. I wish I had tomorrow off, but I don't have it off, unfortunately. Normally I have it off, but like some other managers like are or like there's one manager that went on vacation and then another manager is off recovering from a surgery. So like we're pretty short. So my schedule is getting a little chaotic because I'm just like helping fill in the gaps or whatever. Like I actually work I worked last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now I'm going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm going to go 7 days with no day off. 7 days, no day off. Construction is hard work, but does pay well compared to retailer food. Yeah, I construction sounds horrible to me. I don't even know if physically I could do that because like I'm just not very strong anymore. Uh, well, that's awesome, Comrade Stolas. I'm proud of you for finding yourself and doing it your own way. When am I going to do my next live? I do my live streams once a week. So it's either on Sunday or Monday. I don't think I work next Monday, so it'll probably be on Monday, but like uh we'll see. I don't really remember my schedule next week, to be honest. Well, not next week, the week after. I'm very, very sleepy. Have I ever experienced rude employees being transphobic? I have worked with one person who is transphobic, and they never said a single thing to my face, but they said a lot of things behind my back. Hi, first time joining in one of your live streams. I want to say thank you for everything you do for our community. Honestly, I'm terrified as a queer autistic right now. Your videos help me. I appreciate you coming in here, commenting and sharing. I am doing everything I can. I am doing my best, and I feel your fear. I get it. It's totally valid. Like, I'm also afraid. But we gotta conquer the future. We gotta fight and strive and hope, and not everything is gonna be perfect, but I know that we can build a better future if we stick together and if we stay organized and if we put up a good fight. And like it's really about a series of small actions. Like you build a web of events by having everyone contribute in whatever way they can possibly contribute. Like a lot of my contribution right now is through my YouTube channel because like I don't have a lot of free time, but I have enough time to make these videos. And I do some other things as well, like as far as activism goes, but like these videos are consistently something that I can do to encourage people, to get my message out there, to help people need to organize and stay politically activated and all of that. So also just wanted to mention the Discord again. The pinned chat is my link tree. If you click the link tree, it pops open and it has all my links. So like my Discord is in there, and you should definitely join the Discord if you guys are not in it. Also, it would help me out a lot if you hit the like button. Join a local organization. I joined my local SRA and it's been a blast. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely get involved locally. Anything that you get involved with will help you network with the local community. So whether that's DSA or like a local trans support group or whatever, all of that matters. And actually, like I'm not gonna lie, some of the most like I've had a couple people tell me like, hey, um, you encouraged me to go out and find a local support group, and that helped me. Like people tell me sometimes that like I motivated them to actually go out and organize, and that they had like a great experience, and that is like some of the best feeling stuff I have ever read. Like knowing that I've made a real difference, like that I affected action. Like it's one thing to make you guys feel better. Like I'm happy that my videos make people feel better, and that it's like a source of vital optimism and hope for everyone. But I also think it's way more gratifying if like I affect people to take action. I have learned a lot from being here, and it's cool to see the different views. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate your engagement and you being here. Sending love from Oklahoma. Thank you. Um, I'm in the process of joining SRA too. Been going to my local DSA meetings for a while too, and it's been great. Good, good. Um, that's awesome. That's awesome. We gotta be there. We gotta do the thing. Gotta do the thing. Gotta do the thing. So yeah, I am super appreciative of being able to do something. And it helps me sleep at night. Like literally. Like it helps me do stuff. And then it helps me feel like I'm making a difference and that I'm part of the fight and that I'm part of the movement. You know what I mean? It's like it's vital for me. Like I don't think I could do nothing. Like right now, if I was doing nothing, I would feel a level of anxiety that I don't think I could describe. But like you gotta have an outlet for the negative emotions, and that outlet can be like, hey, I'm going to organize so that I can or protest or both or whatever. By the way, they do more than just guns. We do social meetups, community service, protests. Yeah, that's cool. I got to talk to the and that's the thing is that like you join a local trans support group, but those people are like that's not the only thing these people do. You know what I mean? Like connect. That's what I meant earlier when I was talking about like get out and find any local group, and that will connect you to a network of people that will connect you to the broader local community, and that's where it really happens. That's where everything really happened. Like that's where everything happened. So I got to talk to the only blue candidate in my red district for state house today too. So inspiring. Oh, that's really cool. Honestly, your streams as well as other are pretty much the only thing that's helping me stay motivated to keep going. Community is so important. Well, and thank you. I can be. I appreciate that I can be a part of that. What's the book collection I have? Um, it's there. There's a lot of books back there. A lot of it is philosophy. There are some novels, some random books here or there. Like there's like a lot of Joseph Campbell. There's a lot of philosophy, a lot of good night, Evelyn. Thank you for being here. I mean, you stuck it out for a long time. You were like one of the first people in the stream. So thank you for being here for a long time. I'm honestly not going to stay up for. I don't want to say it because then stream will die. But like I've been going for 3.5 hours. Um, that's a pretty long time. You only make it out of this alive together. True. Do I have any favorites? Uh, Joseph Campbell is my favorite author ever. He's really awesome. I like a lot of different, like, I don't really have like, other than that, I don't really have a favorite because I think it's interesting to read a wide variety of stuff. Like, I like learning about what people believe and their belief systems and like, I don't, have I read Sarah McBride's autobiography? I have not. I don't really read biographies or autobiographies. That's just not really something I've ever been interested in too much. I read a lot of like theoretical, philosophical stuff, a lot of fiction, fantasy, sci-fi. Oh, water is so good. What is this law of one? Let me see. I do not think I've read this the law of one thing. I don't think I've read it. I want to try and get a trans motorcycle group this year. That sounds cool. also called the raw contact. It's fascinating. Interesting. Interesting. I'll look into it. I don't know if I'll buy it and read it. I've been kind of busy right now, so I haven't. I'll be honest, I have not read a book in a minute, like at least a year or two. Um, I need to get back on that horse for real. Like I love reading. I just honestly like I've been really really focused on doing YouTube and doing work, and like the whole plan was and still is like either work is going to be what I stick with or YouTube is going to be what I stick with. But like I need like at some point something's got to give. Like I cannot burn the candle at both ends forever. Like I am working and also working. Like I'm working and working and working. So like I either need to go full time on YouTube or I need to like just do my job and like try to live like my life. You know what I mean? I'm losing out on so much free time right now in my life. So hopefully YouTube, like I'm not trying to be like ungrateful because I've seen some incredible growth lately, like over the past like 3 4 months. Insane, incredible growth. And I'm super grateful to everyone who supports me and has been supporting me and listens and watches and all of that. But yeah, I I hope I'm honestly hoping I can go full time on YouTube by the end of the year. Or if I can't go full time, I can at least cut down my work hours so that I'm only working total like 30 40 hours a week. Like if I can go down to 30 hours a week total, like between videos and work, that would be my ideal until I felt really comfortable. Cause like obviously like YouTube is up and down. It's up and down a lot. And so like I need to be making enough money that even during the dip, even when it's slow, I'm still like comfortably able to pay my bills. Because like I can't only be able to pay my bills when I'm pumping out the hottest hot content or whatever. Like not every video is going to be like my 5 harsh truths video that goes like insanely hard in the algorithm. And you know, maybe I'll grow to a point where I'll get more people involved and those people will be able to help me with the algorithm because I'm obviously not perfect at that. But we should also be supporting our trans vets heavily. I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh, oh gosh, the sleepiness is really hitting me very hard. I may need to start thinking about maybe thinking about look at Buddy, so cute. I may need to consider starting to potentially do a thing that if I mention will kill my stream and make it die and crash and burn. Baby on screen. Yeah, it was. Oh, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. And I'm gonna butcher your name here, Kuzunoha. I don't know if that's right or not, but thank you. I really appreciate that. That honestly does help a lot because I uh have had a very slow month. Very, very slow month. So get a nice, not nicer. It's okay. That's funny though. Get a nicer cup of tea. Like it's kind of funny. Like the tea you're drinking is not adequate. You need an upgrade. That's so funny. I should hit the sheets. You look beat. I am beat. I've been up since like 6 in the morning, and I worked like 10 hours today or whatever. Do I know White Nervosa? You should reach out about getting a stream site so you keep more donos. Now that's something I would be interested in. What is that all about? What does that mean? What's White Nervosa? Um can you explain it to me, cuz I'm sleepy? Can you do me a favor and do the hard work for me? I guess I could just Google it. Get your rest. I will. I will. I just I'll sit here for a few more minutes, and like if anyone wants to just like chat about whatever, then I can chat about whatever, but um I need to do the before sleepy thing too. This was a great stream. Thank you. You're welcome, Glitch Witch. You were also here for a really long time. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. When I see someone chat and then I see someone chat like the same chatter like 3 hours later or 2 hours later, I am humbled by your thank you. Like it's like you really do spend a lot of time with me. When you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of time. And I appreciate that you want to do that, you know? I really appreciate that. I just found this channel, and as a military man in the US Navy stationed in Japan, I have 3 trans aviators in my air wing, and they are the best people I've run across in my 30 years of service. Oh, you know what? That is thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Like that's a really kind. That's really nice of you to say. I'm sure everyone that makes everyone here. I got a little misty-eyed right there. Whenever I see someone with empathy, I start crying. That is the point we have reached in the world where like I see someone like care about humanity and I'm like it's so beautiful. Oh boy. Yeah, give them our love. Like tell them that they're doing the work. You know, they're doing the representation and they're doing the I left you up while I was at the store. Now that's also real. Like, you know, you don't even need to watch. Like you can you can just turn on the stream. The thing is that you have to leave the tab unmuted. If you mute the tab, YouTube does not count that as a view. You have to like you can leave the volume up like just barely audible, but you know what I mean? Yeah. I used to be in the Discord, left, still watch, now I'm back in the Discord and now Patreon too. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I get it with Discord. Discord is like, you know, some people are really on and off with that or whatever. And we really do try to do our best to keep the Discord a good environment for everybody. Like it's a public space. So we really try to it was unmuted. Alpha, you're doing the Lord's work, as they say. You're fighting the good fight. So thank you for that. Uh it was unmuted. Oh wait, I already read that. Lord. Sleepiness. Uh everyone's telling me to go to bed. Be careful with Discord, it's losing any privacy. We are very careful about what we let people post on the Discord. And I don't mean that in a censorious way. I just mean that we have like you're not allowed to fed post, you know, and you know what I mean? Like we try to discourage people from sharing too much personal information. People share personal information, but they don't it's fine. Like nothing is discussed on that Discord server that like we would need to be worried about. You know what I mean? Yeah. I probably will do the thing. I've got like hair all over me, like Freddy hair and like covering my black sweater. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. Um, Again, Discord link is in the link tree, pinned in the chat. You just go up to the chat. There's the link tree. You click that. It opens up all my socials, my Patreon, my Discord. It's all there. White Nervosa. Yes, I'm gonna look up white Nervosa. Lord, sleepy. Dead Domain is streaming. How about all of you go over to Dead Domain's chat and let them know that you're from Leah's stream. Just be like, Leah raid. Let me grab the link for it. Hold on. Grabbing the link. Here's the link. Go watch Dead Domain play Gears of War or something else. Is that Gears of War? This does not look like Gears of War. But jump into the stream and go say hi to Dead Domain and let them know that you're. Hey Ziggy, thank you Ziggy. Oh, now I have to actually hold on. I gotta see if they react. Oh, I don't know if. Oh, it does look like YouTube stream. Yeah, YouTube actually pops up on. I'm getting so nervous, like sending a raid over. Is that normal? I'm like scared. I'm so socially anxious. Sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles right now. I'm just like anxious. I'm just like sweating. Interacting with someone with such a bigger channel than me. I've watched a lot of Dead Domain, so. Okay. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out and chatting and. Okay, good night, everybody. Have a great one. I will see you next time.